The Gory Gays.
Welcome back to the Gory Gays, the horror podcast where two horror fans slash up and bleed out your favorite
and not so favorite
horror movies.
Yes.
Hello, welcome back.
Hi guys, welcome back. I mean, really?
Welcome back to life.
Welcome back to life. You guys, I have never been so happy to not be sick.
Jeez.
Like, I feel like I have been sick for a year.
It feels like it's been like 2 weeks of just being bedridden.
And honestly, and it's only been like 4 because this whole we went to Disneyland, like, I think it was last Wednesday.
Yeah.
And it ended up getting rained out. And that's never happened before. And we had only went to go like have lunch. So it wasn't like we were going to like have like this big Disney extravaganza. Because that's the blessing of having a pass, right?
We went on one ride, the Star Wars ride. And by the time we came out of the ride, it was pouring outside.
Yeah. And we live in California.
So we had shorts and sweaters on with sunglasses. We did the whole California vibe thing.
Yeah. And so I didn't really think about the fact that I could get sick from that. And Alex is immune to anything, we've discovered. But I got pretty ill. So I was literally in bed from Thursday until basically yesterday.
Yeah, probably.
I'm gonna say yesterday. Yeah, I've done a few things here and there, but nothing that's like worth mentioning. You know what I mean? But I'm not good at being sick.
No, I'm like, there's some people that just know how to take care of themselves when they're sick, and there's some folks that just don't even know how to begin to cure themselves. And
it's funny because I want to say that I'm part of both groups, but when I do get sick, I just don't know how to rest, and that's something that I proved to myself over these last few days.
Yeah, it's like Stanley, you need to rest. You literally need to stop doing everything and just be in bed all day long. Let your body like recover. And I come home and the entire house is rearranged. Everything is clean. Like, I'm like, what did you do? 3 loads of laundry? I'm like, no, rest.
And I wouldn't say clean. I mean, everything is covered in phlegm.
Yeah, really. And so I'm like, clean your own shit.
Yeah, I missed 4 nights of work.
Yeah, dude.
4 straight nights of work.
That's like, fuck.
Yeah, I missed a class. A lot of this stuff.
Oh, sorry.
No.
My entire life just going to the floor there.
Yeah, so there it is. Where I was going with this is that's why we were absent last week.
Yeah.
We try really hard to pump out an episode every week, and that's the charm in our particular podcast, I think, is that we record our episodes literally the day before, and we don't do a lot of editing when it comes down to it. And it's kind of cool that we record the day before, put out the episode the next day. And I think that there's like a little bit of there's like something adorable about that. You know what I mean? So it kind of threw me off last week not doing that.
Oh man, he was in the fear of the FOMO.
Oh man.
I'm like, Stanley, it's okay. Like, it's okay. There's plenty of episodes people can catch up on. Like, let's just rest the body.
It's so true. And we already had like a little surprise for what was it? St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
So that was already something that we were already gonna have kind of a break this week anyway, and not release an episode on Thursday. And then we were going to have a special episode on Sunday.
Something bonus for the little holiday.
Yeah. Like we recently said that we were going to do audio commentaries for the picks that we do off of Lonnie's board. But we decided that we were going to do an audio commentary for Leprechaun 4 in space. Because why the fuck not?
Yep.
We
should have chose Vegas.
We should have chose Vegas, right? That was a fun movie to watch.
Yeah.
But Alex has never seen In Space. And I had only ever seen it once back when it originally came out on fucking VHS. And anyway, we'll talk about all that next week when or actually Sunday,
yeah.
when that happens. So that's our little bonus for you guys. But we were supposed to release Infinity Pool last week. That didn't happen. So you're getting Infinity Pool on our regular release day, which is Thursday. So that's the movie we're talking about this week, which was
Jump in the pool.
Alex's pick.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love this movie.
you
Anything
do.
Mia Goth has just got me.
We really like Mia Goth.
You introduced me to her, and ever since, it's just like, that's my girl.
She's a fucking trip, man. She's so fucking raw in everything that she's in, and she's just got that face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It took me a while to discover that face, and this movie gave me like raw Mia Goth, and I fucking love her.
Yeah. Before we start talking about this movie, which I'm really excited to talk about, I don't know why I feel like it was going to be so hard to jump back into this.
Girl,
you know what I mean? Like, I feel like
jump in the pool.
I
Come
feel
on,
like
the
we
infinity
haven't
pool.
done this in so long. I wanted to just touch briefly on the Oscars.
Ooh.
We had a lot of fun for the Oscars because I was sick.
Yeah.
So I didn't go to work, but usually every year I'll print off ballots and highlight who I think is going to win. Not who I know is going to win, because then that would be no fun. Back when I was drinking, it would be a great drinking game. But now, we just participate in the cannabis. So
Bong loads for every time we won.
Yeah.
Pipe hits every time we just wanted to.
Yeah, this is something like that. But I was a little impressed with a couple of the wins this year. I was really happy with Billie Eilish's
My goodness.
Song.
Well deserved, Billie Eilish.
so fucking good, and I was also really happy with Emma Stone's speech.
My goodness.
For some reason, at the end of it, I wasn't sure if I wanted her to win or not, but I only had seen her performance in that film and then Annette Bening in Naiad, so I didn't really have a basis of comparison. But there was also something else I wanted to point out. During the Ken dance, or the Ken number with Ryan Gosling, there was that guy who was in Midnight Kiss.
Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
played
He was one
Connor.
of the Kens, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was one of the Kens in the movie, and he also was dancing in that number.
And I think there was the entire cast of Kens that came out in the movie and did that damn dance as well. Like in the movie,
It
a little
was.
damn dance.
Yeah, I know. It was a hit.
Yeah, it really was. I find it rather annoying.
People really liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked that movie, but I just can't see myself.
Oh,
you're
I'm
all
just
over the
fucking
place.
everything
today.
up here. Sorry, welcome back to the Gory Gays Horror Podcast.
Oh my gosh, he's breaking the phone. He's
Yeah.
breaking his water bottle.
That was me resetting the entire podcast because I'm fucking everything up. Okay. Anyways, yes, but I just feel like we didn't need that performance. We didn't need it. It was just too much attention to the Kenergy, and I didn't appreciate it for the sake of who played the Barbie. What's her name?
Margot Robbie.
Yeah, Margot Robbie. Sorry, I'm like all over the place. Sorry. Yeah, Margot Robbie, which I appreciate Billie Eilish giving her a shout out when she received her award. She's like, "Yes, Margot." I don't know if you heard that, but yeah,
Oh,
she
of
kinda threw
course.
it out there. But I feel like it just took way too much away from Margot again. We get it.
They keep rubbing it in their faces that they were not nominated.
Yeah.
Like, I think they kept throwing jabs at Greta Gerwig, like, oh, you didn't get nominated, and also at Margot Robbie, you didn't get nominated.
Yeah.
They did that a few years back when Jennifer Aniston was not nominated for her performance in that movie Cake, but
Yeah.
they had her present at
And-
the Oscars. It's like, come on, you guys.
Good for Margot. She kept a smile through the entire time, and we appreciate that kind of support as well.
I mean, that's like the whole point of that Barbie film. It's unity.
Yeah. Even for America Ferrera, wow, that monologue in the movie is amazing.
That's the only reason she got nominated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly.
There was someone else that showed up at the Oscars that I was really pumped about. Oh, Jessica Lange.
I know that panel.
That
Freaking panel, my gosh. Wow.
because I was thinking about when was the last time they did this, when they had like an array of like best supporting or best actresses.
Yeah, you're right.
And the last time that they did something like this, they did it the year that Precious was nominated, because I remember that for that best actress category, they had Oprah Winfrey, they had Peter Sarsgaard, they had Marion Cotillard, and then they had somebody else. And but they were the ones presenting the nominees. And I remember Oprah was the one that had presented the nomination for Gabby Sidibe.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, wait, but Peter Sarsgaard was the one that presented it for Carey Mulligan. So it wasn't just best actresses that were up there. So I think this might have been the first time that they had like best actresses presenting to a best actress.
I loved how they did that.
Winner.
How they raised the curtain, that unveiled them, which
And
was
the
their
best
picture
actress
holding their
goes
Oscars.
to... Oh, it was beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And
well
Jessica
done.
Lange just is so wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been, I don't know, I've just been on this weird like spree lately of just watching movies. You know,
Yeah.
like it just makes me want to watch movies lately. Just performances by actors, and I don't know. Jessica Lange is just a treasure.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was that I wanted to talk about, which I'm glad we did. I mean, I don't really care about much else about the Oscars. It's all paid for and bought and blah blah blah. But I also wanted to talk about the Scream 7 news, and I'll let you say
That was
it.
a good gasp.
Yeah, tell us.
Who's coming back? Neve Campbell, our very own Sidney Prescott. And who's directing?
Oh.
Kevin Williamson.
Kevin Williamson, baby. So obviously, this is huge.
Yes.
This is like the biggest news that anybody could ever fucking want.
You
or
put on
ask
your
for.
Scream flannel yesterday.
Oh, I haven't worn that in months.
I know.
So here's the thing. Like back in January, she had shared something that if the circumstances were right, she would not be disinterested in the conversation for a new Scream movie. That means that this was probably already something that was kind of like in the works. But back then, Chris Landon, I think, was already attached as director. And I don't think the Melissa Barrera stuff had already happened. I'm not sure. But if any of you don't remember, Melissa Barrera was fired by Spyglass for her anti-Semitic remarks or supporting the war, all that stuff that's going on, which is so tragic and awful. But now Neve, who notoriously exited the franchise because of pay issues, is now back, and Kevin, who is the original writer of Scream 1 and 2 and had, a little bit to do with story parts of 3 and wrote most of 4 and executive produced 5 and 6, he is going to be directing this. Now, it's off of a script from Radio Silence, the guys who did 5 and 6, so it's going to be really interesting to see what they do with this. I'm so fucking stoked. I feel like we manifested this. We have like an altar for Neve Campbell in so many different spots of the house. Like
she's very much alive here in this house.
Oh my God. Like we have so many Scream posters and her face is just plastered on them. And she had posted on her Instagram yesterday a copy of a draft of Untitled Scream 7 with her name printed across it and just this long memo about how she's so excited to be back in the series. And what did we do? We went on a Scream binge.
Yeah, we appreciate that shit.
I am so fucking happy. This is the best move that they could have done. And this doesn't mean that I'm like thrilled necessarily because I wanted to know what happened with the Carpenter sisters. Like I didn't love them and I didn't love that story, but I would have loved a conclusion. But at the same time, I guess I'm happy with how things ended in part 6. And this is Sydney's story. Like the whole Scream thing is like about Sidney Prescott and then Gale Weathers and all that stuff. So I think the legacy characters are much more important at the end of the day. So I'm really excited. And I think that this is probably the biggest news as far as horror movies and the horror community goes right now. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything you said, yes.
Yeah, we watched Scream 4. That was the one we sat down for yesterday.
Yeah, which I wonder where they're going to pick up from. This version of her story or the sisters.
Well, yeah, like that's funny because her role in Scream 5 was significant, but there was not a lot there for her.
Yeah.
Like she was just there to kind of like be like you could have taken her completely out of Scream 5 and it wouldn't have made a difference type of shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But if there's a whole movie surrounding Sidney Prescott again, that hasn't really happened since Scream 4. And even Scream 3 was more like Scream 5 in that sense. Like there wasn't a lot of Neve Campbell.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what we get.
But they're fucking writers, and writers are amazing, and they're gonna fucking come up with some fucking amazing shit.
I was telling you the other day that I was about to give my hand at a fucking Scream 7.
Yeah. It's just like writers are just fucking amazing people. Like the way they collaborate and just think of shit and make things happen is just like, how do these brains even activate and work? And then, give us the answers, and like, we're going to argue about some shit that we don't, believe in or understand that's going to happen, but we just have to ride with it.
Yeah, I think we're in good hands. I think having Radio Silence, and I think that Kevin Williamson in the director's chair and having Neve as like the starring like force behind this is just going to be fucking spectacular. So
thank you, Neve.
Yeah, thanks, Neve, for coming back and hearing the prayers of all of us horror homos and all of us, just everybody.
Baby girl getting paid.
And girl, thankfully, because she deserves all of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, have you watched anything worth mentioning outside of this Leprechaun binge that we went on that we'll get into?
What have I watched? What have we watched?
We watched that documentary the We Kill for Love.
Oh my gosh. Is that the one with the school?
No, that was the erotic thrillers.
No. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That
I was
was,
like, wait, are you talking about the one with the school where it was just like the wrong school?
Oh, that was The Program.
That
That
shit
was
fucking
good.
crazy.
Yeah, both of those are very, very, very good watches. The Program was not what I expected it to be. It was one of those. How would you describe The Program?
A creepy cult.
Creepy cult type of shit,
Well,
right?
Yeah, it was like creepy culty,
But
like type
aimed
of shit.
at kids.
It was fucking weird as shit, and I'm really glad that they did this. And I agree with a lot of the shit that they exposed. Like, wow, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
If
like,
anybody,
I'm actually glad that people speak up and don't hide shit, and they're not scared to fucking talk.
yeah, you gotta be able to face the music with that kind of trauma. And I really appreciate what that director did. I don't think she needed to be in it as much, but that's just a personal.
And we also watched DAMSEL.
Oh,
Is that the one with the dragon, right?
yeah.
Fucking scary ass dragon.
Oh, that was a
voice.
really good fantasy.
It was done really fucking good.
So fucking good.
Mhm.
That has my girl, Millie
I was
Bobby
in
Brown.
make believe land, and I loved it.
Oh, and it's hard to do that stuff right. You know, I think that stuff, if you don't do that stuff just right, it could be either really fucking stupid or just like too on the nose. You know what I mean? And I think that this was just fucking right.
Yeah.
And
Good moments in every single second of the movie had good moments. I think.
I
The
wasn't
scenery.
bored. Yeah, and the effects were great. And I don't know much of Millie Bobby Brown outside of Stranger Things, which I know you're not very familiar with outside of the Angela scene that I show you over and over again.
Fuck
But
that scene, man.
Millie Bobby Brown is a good actress.
Yeah, she really is.
You know, from just the little things I've seen, and this is huge.
And she gave us more of like expressional acting than like voice, because she hardly had a voice part.
Yeah.
She's fighting a dragon. She's trying to get out of a damn cave. Sorry if I can ruin it for you guys.
Oh
but,
no, like I mean the whole fucking movie is her escaping from this cave.
Yeah. But the way this dragon talks to her is the creepiest part of the movie. The way she says her name.
Agreed. Elodie.
Elodie.
Oh my god,
She
I
cuts
love
it in
it.
like 3 syllables. It's fucking horrifying.
Oh gosh. Yeah, so that was also good. And then yeah, what else did we watch? Oh, we watched the Neverending Story 1 and 2. And we loved the first one, but we also decided that the second one has just a little bit too much of a weird like daddy son gay relationship going on. Like there was a little too many undertones for us, and we turned it off. Like it was nowhere near as good as I remember it from as a child. And I know it doesn't like get like good flack. You know, like people don't love that film, but I own it. So we watched the first one and we watched the second one, and I was like, you know what, rest in peace Jonathan Brandis, but man, this movie's a piece of shit.
I feel like we watched some other crazier shit, but I just can't remember.
We watched that Doppelganger movie with Drew Barrymore.
Oh yeah. My goodness.
That's all we can say to that.
Yep.
And then what else? Let me open up Letterboxd real quick before we get into it, because you know what else? I watched Wonka.
Yeah.
I didn't love it. Oh, we watched The Exorcist 3. What did you think of that?
Yeah, that movie was like, it's fucking. You're like, have you ever seen this movie? I'm like, no. What is it? Legacy? What was it called? Legion. Yeah, well, kind of there. And then I thought it was about vampires because of the name, but no, I haven't seen that movie. But I think I still need to sit down and watch it again.
I would support that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really feel like I need to watch it again and separate it from The Exorcist.
Yeah, it's a totally different movie.
Yeah.
It really is. It's so interesting how they incorporate like a few key elements from the original source material.
Just the stairway.
Yeah, and like Father Karras and like you know the demon that
it was like very
Reagan.
it's so scary.
Yeah,
like, it was really scary.
There's a lot of weird, quiet, scary moments in that movie, and the performances are fucking stellar. And Brad Dourif as the Gemini Killer is fucking terrific.
Yeah, like voices just like freak me out in movies. Like if there's a scary fucking voice coming out of this shape, that shit's horrifying to me. Like that's what the dragon did to me in Damsel. That's what the killer did in this movie. It was like just his voice. It's horrifying.
Oh my god. Yeah. So that was a good watch, and I haven't seen that one in quite a while either. And it has just so many good, effective jump scares that work so well today. They worked well then, but they work just as well today, which I really like. Also, let's not forget that I watched Star Wars for the first time.
Oh, yes.
And that's what led to all this madness of me being in a ditch of sickness for a year and a half.
Yeah, well, that's the last ride that we did at Disneyland. We got on that Star Wars ride, which was fucking amazing, my first time. And we got out and it was pouring, and we literally had to run from that ride all the way to our car, which if you know the parks, you know how far that is. We made it, but then we came home, walked the dogs, and it stormed on us again. We got soaked.
Oh, so soaked. I forgot about that.
And that's what literally triggered your illness.
Yeah, and then I was like, let's watch Star Wars. I've never seen it. I am one of the few people in the world that have never seen like a movie all the way through. And so we started it, but I fell asleep. And then the next day, I like Instagram storied my entire experience. And it was okay. You know, I understand why people like it.
Homoerotic film of
There's
yours.
a lot of gayness. Let me fucking tell you.
No, don't fuck it up.
I don't trust none of y'all straight motherfuckers out there who
He's
are like
Han Solo and Luke, and I was like, no, you're gonna learn a lot in the upcoming events.
No, I don't have to watch another one of those movies to know that these
I
two
was like,
are...
it's a father and son thing. You're ruining it for me.
No, all the guys are banging it out in that movie.
Yeah.
And Darth Vader
And
is...
Princess Leia is the driver.
100%. She's wearing the strap-on, baby. How funny.
Bait bus.
Yeah, but I'll be watching the second one eventually. I think that I get the hype. I don't understand like the obsession.
Oh my!
I don't know.
How dare you?
I get why it has its own world at the Disneyland park, but like the Wizard of Oz should also have its own world at the Disneyland park.
Speaking of, not that it matters, but Disneyland is spending $30 billion to expand the parks. Can you imagine what else is coming?
I'm so sorry. $30 billion
to expand the park.
What are we adding?
I have no idea, but it's not the World of Oz.
I don't want to hear about it then.
I know. We were supposed to get the World of Oz before
and then Sam Raimi ruined it.
Yeah. We got Star Wars instead.
Yeah, maybe if Oz the Great and Powerful would have been a little bit better than that. Isn't that what it was? That movie failed.
Yeah.
And then, but it didn't even fail. It was so, like, it made a lot of money.
It's just so bad.
It's so fucking stupid.
It was just the only thing that connected us to the Wizard of Oz then. And it's like, a lot of people spend a lot of money watching that movie, and it just disappointed every single person.
Fuck that fucking movie.
Because I watched it again, and I was like, oh, wait for this part. And when it came up, I was like, oh my gosh, how fucking embarrassing.
Oh my God. Well, yeah. So that is basically what we've been up to. Crawling out from a sickness.
Today we conquered the world. We went for a 3-mile run at the beach. We ran from Venice to Santa Monica and back. And then still.
Oh, we went to the tar pits?
We went to the tar pits. My first time, dude. I've never been to the tar pits, living in LA my whole life, and I've never fucking been to the tar pits.
Popped his tar pit cherry.
Oh my gosh.
Go listen to our Cherry Falls episode, which was our last episode, which was so long ago.
I know.
Lord have mercy.
Not at all.
Oh, it feels good to be back. Okay. Also, for those out there, what did you guys think of the Late Night with the Devil trailer?
Oh my God.
Because I will tell you, that is one movie I am heavily looking forward to.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to watch it in theaters. I feel like it's going to like possess me or like
You're
do
so
some type of
cute.
You know,
I mean,
demonic.
I think that we're gonna watch
possession on us.
We're gonna watch it in theaters. It comes out next week.
Of course we are.
I want to watch that Kristen Stewart movie too.
Oh hell yeah!
Love Lies Bleeding.
Yeah.
Love.
There's a lot of upcoming shit.
Lies Bleeding. I wish my TikTok blew up.
What?
My erotic thriller TikTok.
Everybody go to TikTok and
I know.
like Stanley's.
Give me a view. I only had like 12 views on that cute little video.
I post something dumb about Crocs and I get 1.4 million views.
I know. You guys, Alex is TikTok famous and I'm scraping by.
I know. I'm posting like the cutest shit though, and then like people are just responding, and I love that. Thank you guys if you guys follow my TikTok and support me at JuneBaby818.
We're going to edit that out.
Why? No, I
the
need more
Gory
likes.
Gays.
I need more likes.
No, fuck him.
No, it's doing so good. My little TikTok is thriving.
I even put a comment on there. I was like, "Wow, you're TikTok famous. It's so hard to be
married to a TikTok famer." I'm like, I love you for this.
All right, I guess this is a good spot to transition into
the people under the stairs.
Okay, and here we are, People Under the Stairs. Infinity Pool is a 2023 science fiction horror film written and directed by Brandon Cronenberg, which I want to watch that movie you were mentioning now about Kristen Stewart. It just hit me. What's it fucking called?
Oh, Crimes of the Future?
That one.
So that one's directed by his dad.
Oh,
That one is
that's why we were like, we
David
should,
Cronenberg.
to get the idea of how they both work. Okay.
And Brandon Cronenberg only has 3 movies, and this is his most recent one.
Okay. Anywho, starring, of course, we had mentioned earlier, Mia Goth as Gabby Bauer, Alexander Skarsgård as James Foster, Jamesy, Cleopatra Coleman as James's wife, M. Foster. She's great. Amanda Brugel as Jennifer. We have Thomas Kretschmann as Detective. I forgot his name. His name, Detective.
Oh, was it Ketch or Ketch?
Thresh or something like that.
Thresh.
Yeah, was it?
I think it was Thresh.
Something like that. Okay. Jaleel Lespard.
Thresh.
Yeah,
that's the name. Sorry, I didn't mean to snap. Yeah, it was Thresh.
No worry. I was like, thank you. Yeah, because it was like Thresh. Jaleel Lespert as Albin Bauer. We have Carolyn Bolton as Bex. Romina Tonkovic. I don't really remember her. And John Ralston as Bob Moden.
Nice.
That's the cast that I'm giving because I think those are the ones that stand out the most, of course.
Now, do you have any relationship to True Blood?
The vampire show on HBO? No, other than you mentioning it to me, that I need to watch is the only way that I know about the show.
So you never watched any episodes? You have no idea who Eric is or anything like that?
That's James, right? From this movie?
James, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh gosh, he was so... he was considered the beautiful bad boy vampire on that show. Skarsgård. And we talked about him. He has he's from the family of the Skarsgård actors. So his dad is Stellan, and he has brothers. His brother is Bill, who plays Pennywise, and is going to be in the new Crow remake that's coming out. Have you ever seen The Crow?
The Crow was I watched it with my mom and my siblings all around the TV, and we just fucking watched the entire movie and cried.
I feel really.
It was really good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never saw it.
With Brandon Lee?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking good.
Yeah, I know a lot about it, and I know he died during the production and all that stuff, but I don't know much else outside of that.
And my mom was a big Bruce Lee fan, because I tell you that she watches a lot of Japanese films.
Yeah.
My mom, she watches a lot of Japanese and Chinese TV. That's her passion. And yeah, she was one of Bruce Lee's number 1 fans, so we all watched this movie together for her.
Oh, I love that.
It's so cool.
Oh, that is really cool. Well, yeah, I think that the first 3 maybe seasons of True Blood are worth watching, and you get to see this guy butt ass naked the entire fucking show. Everybody loses their clothes in that show.
Nice.
It's so fascinating.
I don't think he's one of those shameful people that are ashamed of being naked.
Yeah,
Didn't we see his ass? No, we didn't, right?
I think we did. Yeah, I think we got to see it a couple of times. Yeah. There's a little bit of nudity. It's mostly from Mia Goth, who also is not afraid to lose her clothes. But I do want to point out that Alexander Skarsgård is an Emmy Award winner, a Golden Globe Award winner for... I think he also got a Screen Actors Guild Award for the show Big Little Lies. Did you ever watch that?
Yes, that fucking show is so good.
Okay, you did like it.
Yes.
Oh
my gosh. I would binge on that show right now.
Oh, we should watch it.
Yeah.
It's so good. That was with Nicole Kidman's old face.
Her old chin.
Yeah, her old jaw. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, so you are...
Oh wait, speaking of, what did you tell me about AMC?
They're dropping the ads. The ads,
the marketing for it.
Now that doesn't mean that they're not going to come up with new ones.
Well,
you know what I mean?
It's going to be
probably her.
Taylor.
I bet it will still be Nicole Kidman.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to completely dismantle her contract.
You don't think it's going to be Emma Stone?
Oh, you know what?
Shit.
She already has more Oscars than Nicole Kidman. That's fucked up.
Sorry, Grandma, move over.
Oh my god.
You and your chin.
You and your fucking jaw, bitch. Death becomes her.
Oh no.
No.
Pushed me down the stairs.
Okay, so you're familiar with Alexander Skarsgård, obviously. Okay,
and
now
his ass. So cinematography by Kareem Hussein.
Never heard of him.
But I agreed with his cinematography. Yeah, because the intro of the movie, when they show the transition of them being, what is it? I'm trying to, where did they transition from? Oh, the whole island, from being in bed and into the island.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, that's so cool.
Oh, 100%. He did the cinematography for Orphan First Kill, which is also a badass movie. And he also did Possessor, which is another film by Brandon Cronenberg. We watched the trailer for that, but we haven't seen it. We have not seen any other Brandon Cronenberg movies. So this was a first-time viewing of any Brandon Cronenberg film. And I must admit, we need to watch more.
Yes.
Also, he did cinematography for a film called We Are Still Here that is really fucking good.
I love this.
Ooh.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yes. Edited by James Van Water.
Mm-hmm.
Music by Tim Hecker.
Into it.
Release dates, I have 2 of them. One, of course, for Sundance and one for Canada. Sundance being January 22nd of 23. And I have Canada January 27th, 2023.
What did you think of the music?
I like the music. Yeah, it was really fitting with the film. So I didn't dislike it at all. There's some movies where the music distracts you away from the movie, and you're just too focused on how bad the music is for this fucking movie. And I hate that.
Yeah.
So this one was so good.
Yeah, I was looking up little clips to put for our posts and our shares and stuff when we're promoting the episodes, and all the songs are available to choose from, which is kind of cool.
Oh, that's really cool.
And there's a song called The Orgy. And
that scene is so good. Though.
Yeah, we were talking about how cool that scene is. Yeah. And I was thinking, wow, you know what? This music is actually really fucking good and really, really fitting for this kind of movie.
Yep.
And y'all, this movie's a trip.
Yes, it is.
Go on.
Okay, running time on the movie is 118 minutes.
Too long.
A little, you think?
Too fucking long.
Yeah, really.
Could have been 30 minutes shorter.
Okay, so then we have box office. This movie grossed 1.1 million on its first day of release.
Oh, fuck.
That's a lot of fucking money.
That is a lot of money. I mean, Mia Goth has that draw, though.
Yeah.
After movies like X and after Pearl, people are actually going to pay money to see movies with her in it.
And the finishing total for this film after its debut was 2.7 million. So
was that opening weekend?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So then we have scores. Let me give you some scores from Rotten Tomatoes. I have 86% based on 227 reviews with an average rating of 7 out of 10. Metacritic, the film has a score of 72 out of 100. And from CinemaScore gave them a C on an A+ to an F scale.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so it got divided reviews.
I wonder why though. The fucking people love just human
100% makes sense why. I mean, it's kind of an iffy film. It works in some places and it doesn't work in other places. And I feel like it's trying to be a different. I don't feel like it knows what kind of movie it wants to be all the way through. So it feels a little scattered. But I also think that that's just the Cronenberg style. So a lot of people don't get it. You can't watch a lot of David Cronenberg movies just the same way you can't watch a lot of David Lynch movies and make sense out of it. You have to really buckle up and brace yourself for a ride, because these are the kind of directors and creators who know that they're kind of fucking with you when they're making their movies, which is kind of the fun in it. So just because the movie doesn't make a lot of sense, that's the whole point, really. You're supposed to suspend your belief and you're supposed to know that you're watching a fucking movie and that you're having fun with it. That's the whole fun of movies like this. So if you can go into this kind of movie with that open mind and that kind of mindset, you're gonna be okay.
To me, it's an upscaled fucking mental health type of film where you're I thought I was fucking fighting myself before. This shit makes you discover the worst version of a human being that you can possibly become or even be. I'm damn.
Yeah, I think that that's not an inaccurate way to describe it. But I think that there are other movies out there that do it better in more believable ways. I think Hostel, I think that that's more of a believable type of, you're in a different type of country and people are paying to kill you type of thing.
No.
But this one is from a more fantastical approach.
Yeah.
We're using body doubles and we're cloning people, and so it is cool. It's cool in that kind of
I'm telling you, when you break shit down and you actually fucking watch the movie and you see it for what it's actually made, is fuck. This is fucked up twisted shit.
But there's a few things though. I don't think this movie would have worked without Mia Goth. If she wasn't in the movie, I'm not sure what kind of movie it would have actually turned into. It could have been something very, very different.
I believe so.
Yeah. And with the wrong director also.
Yeah.
I think that it also could have been something very,
I
very
agree.
different. But I've read reviews where people are like, oh, we've seen this before. Well, yeah, we have seen this before, but also not entirely like this. I think this is a pretty fresh take on it. It's pretty provocative. And I think that there's a really, really cool visual style that this guy has. The way that it plays out on the screen is really, really fascinating.
Yeah, I was mesmerized by the filming, so it made me feel like I wanted to be in an island.
Yeah, I like
and
movies
doing that same shady shit.
Yeah, oh god. I like movies that are set on an island.
Yeah.
And that are filmed beautifully. I'm more familiar with David Cronenberg. Like, we both like Maps to the Stars. That's one of my favorite movies, let alone Cronenberg movies. But I've seen, like, The Brood. I think you'd have a good time with The Brood.
I'm catching up with the Cronenbergs right now.
Yeah, a lot of his movies are really kind of hit or miss. And they're all, like, very body horror, like, about, like, body parts and shit. And they're very metaphorical. And I don't think that this one is anything less than that. You know, so like you can see a lot of flavors of his father, I guess you could say. And I know that might not mean a lot to you because you're not as familiar with his dad's work, but we'll watch more of his work and his dad's work. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun doing that.
I'm more familiar with Sidney Prescott's mother's work.
Motherfucker. Oh my God. And before we watched Scream 4 yesterday, I had kind of put on Scream 3 in the background because over the years, you know what? I equate every Scream movie as the same. I think they're all pretty good until this new batch came out, which I think, you know, they're not as great as the last four, but they're all the same to me. You know what I mean? I have finally come around to Scream 3 because I've held that on the lowest end of the totem pole this entire time. But I don't know what that says about the last two movies because Scream 3 is something that I'm just throwing on more so lately than not.
Well, if you pay attention to the dates of the movies, when they start and they give you the date stamp, this entire series takes place within a month and a half of time. I'm kidding. Don't believe that.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? What did we talk about? We talked about how we kind of wanted a few things out of Scream 7. You wanted what?
I wanted to do a prequel, and I want to know Sydney's mom's story and what exactly, why is everybody so angry? And I know that it's Billy Loomis, blah, 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 but
well, we also get a lot of that in Scream 3.
Like, there's something darker behind Sydney's mom, and I need to know.
Well, we get a lot of that in Scream 3, though, remember? With Roman and with how...
Yeah. Okay, so my theory's out the window.
Well, no, we could still get stuff that happened. I would love to know more about with what happened to with Cotton Weary. Like,
I just want the mom to be more of a villainess than the nice slut they painted her out to be. Like,
I love
she has to be more of a villainess.
I love that you used villainess, comma, and then nice slut. That's my favorite. Well,
those are two different people.
I suppose so. Tomato,
in
tomato.
my world, yeah.
So we want that. We want like a prequel-ish type of story that has like more elements of Sydney's mother. And I wanted kind of like, and this is not necessarily my idea. I kind of skimmed over some comments and I rolled with it because I love it. I want like a Wes Craven's New Nightmare type of thing. I want like a meta, you know, like Sydney, the other characters are making a movie about Scream, like it's another Scream film, and they're like, you know, it's like the everyday life. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Even Stab 5.
Yeah, but like they're like the actors that are going to be playing their characters. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. I would fucking love that shit. I know that's been done before, but it would be cool to see.
Yeah, I was like, wasn't that already done?
Anyways, whatever.
Don't we walk by that house every day?
What we do. Oh my God. Speaking of Scream 3. Okay. So yeah, this movie was, it was like a little bit of a divvy. But wait, didn't you say it had an 86% on Rotten Tomatoes? So on Rotten Tomatoes, it's like really well regarded. I think you said that there was a 2.7 million. Well, that was the debut that it had at the box office. So total, it made 5.2
yes, 5.2.
Yes. So that's not terrible. Off the top of your head, like, what did you think of Alexander Skarsgård in this movie?
I believed every single minute that he delivered. Like, he was such a good actor. Like, every single thing that he did was he was acting.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. Like, he brought it to the table. It's one of those actors where they just don't give a fuck. They want to act.
Yeah.
You know, and they just go for it, and they give you this version of them that is rather embarrassing for anybody else to do or play in front of anybody. You know, but he did it very good and very smooth. He
plays tortured poet very well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, he's got those really, really good, like, big eyes. Like, when he's, like, in, like, fear or agony, like, it's hard not to take him seriously type of shit.
It was done well.
So, yeah, I agree with you. I think the weakest link in this movie was Cleopatra Coleman. Like, she has a couple of good moments, which we'll get into, but I don't like her.
Like,
I don't know why either.
For what she doesn't do much, she does a lot. I agree with why she's mad at him, why she's just so quiet already and just done.
Oh, I don't disagree with the story, and I don't disagree with like the actions of the character. I just don't like her.
I don't disagree. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, like she just should do much.
She had a part in the movie Cobweb as well. And did you watch Cobweb?
No, never.
No, I watched Cobweb last year for Halloween, and it was a good movie. But again, like I can't jump on board with her. I'm not sure what it is. Like she's beautiful. She's really beautiful, but I just don't know why I can't jump on board with her. Anyway, so the conception behind this is kind of cool. Like he had decided to make this movie because he had experiences, like bad experiences during vacations.
That's a fucked up mindset.
Yeah. And principal photography apparently took 5 weeks, and this was in September of 2021. And they started filming in Croatia at a resort called the Madria Park Resort.
Mm-hmm.
And then they moved to Budapest, Hungary. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. And that's where they completed it. So they did filming in Hungary and Croatia.
Yeah.
And then the post-production took place in Canada. So that makes sense.
And we are all in a fictional coast nation of Letolka.
I didn't know what it was called. And how do you say it?
Letolka.
Letolka.
L-I-Tolka.
I like
With a
that.
Q.
Okay. The movie premiered at Sundance in 2023 and then became available on VOD on Valentine's Day of last year. And then I guess there's an uncut version that was made available a few weeks later. I don't know if we watched the uncut version or not. The version we watched was still pretty fucking graphic.
Yeah.
Head smashing. There was a lot of blood.
Yeah, and it takes a while to get there, but it'll get there. And then once it does, we're just fucking riding down that mountain.
It gets
Mia
there,
Goth
man.
is driving.
Oh, fuck. It got nominated for a couple of awards. A Directors Guild of Canada award. Vancouver Films Critics Award. Mia Goth was nominated for a few things. She got nominated for the Hollywood Critic Association Mid-Season Film Awards. Also for the Vancouver Film Critics Circle Award. She didn't win either. It didn't win any of the awards that it was nominated for, which doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
That's really it. So I guess my next question for you before we finally get into this film, Alex, is why did you choose it? This was, like we already talked about, this was your pick.
Yeah.
And we left last episode off with the selection up in the air. We didn't know what we were going to do, and you randomly fell on this.
Yeah, it's just one of those movies that I know I've watched, and I was the one that told you to watch this movie.
Yeah, this was a
last
first
year.
time watch for me.
And yeah, I was like, this movie's fucking amazing. Like, why don't I just pick this fucking movie? What's stopping me from picking this Mia Goth movie? And I believe she had been going through some drama.
Oh my god! And what was it? She kicked an extra in the head or something, right?
And I'm like, I don't disagree with her. And
On
you're
the
like, but
set
she
of Maxine.
kicked him on the head, and I was like, it's fine.
I mean,
He had a phone. He'll be
she.
cute.
I was gonna say she had a phone. That's fucking funny. So that's it. Just Mia Goth.
Yeah.
And, okay.
Yeah,
You know
and
what?
there was nothing behind it. It was just honestly like, you know what? I really liked this movie when I watched it. I thought it was a really fucking gory movie to me.
Yeah.
And then I just said, why not?
Yeah. I came home to you watching this a few months ago.
Mhm.
And I was like, man, I mean, I had heard a few things here and there about it. And I just wasn't in the mood for it. Like I can handle like sci-fi horror is just like horror comedy for me. It takes a lot for me to like sit down and actually take it in, you know?
Yeah.
But I can get into it. It just, it's, I have to be in the right moment to be caught for it, you know?
Yeah.
But Mia Goth was a big selling point for me. And I'm a big fan of X. I'm a big fan of Pearl. I didn't love the Suspiria remake, but I liked her in it. And you know what? She might be problematic. It is what it is. I'm looking forward to Maxine. And everything this girl does is fucking gold. Like, she knows how to fucking encapsulate a character. And as someone who wants to be an actor or who thinks that he is an actor, like, this is like fucking just food for thought. You know what I mean? Like, this is so much fun eating up, watching someone have so much fun, like, just becoming another person. And I think that if anybody watches this movie, that's a reason to watch it. It's just her. Like, it's a really, really great performance from her. So, do you have anything else you want to talk about before we jump into this this red splashy oozy pool?
No, other than this film was rated R because of graphic violence, disturbing material, strong sexual content, graphic nudity, drug use, and some language.
Well, that was after it was rated NC-17 and then sent back to the shop for re-edits.
Okay.
I wonder
so
how
what
many...
version did we watch?
I think that we watched the R-rated version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, because we saw everything.
Is still pretty fucked up. We still saw pussy.
Oh, did we?
I think we saw pussy. We saw ejaculation splash onto the ground.
Yeah, we did.
We'll
but
get
also,
there.
I believe that there was a lot of prosthetics used in this movie, including penises.
I don't remember seeing penises. Oh, wait. No, there are penises.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay, guys. We are going to talk about Infinity Pool. And Infinity Pool goes like...
This.
Thank you.
I don't understand why we're doing this. We barely know these people.
It's one day. Let's mix things up a bit.
You're just happy you found your fan club.
I've been waiting 6 years for your second book. Is it coming out soon?
I'm working on it.
What do you do for money then?
You married rich.
I actually came here looking for inspiration.
Mr. James Foster, you'll have to come with us.
Here, the punishment for any crime committed is death.
What did you say?
But for a significant sum, we'll build a double to stand in for your execution.
Double.
Looks just like me.
Maybe think of it as a gift. It's like a new skin working into place. For you to complete your transformation.
This is just a little game.
But I can take some blood. Show me how strong you are. It's really disgusting. You could just sit there and watch it happen.
You know, James, you worry they got the wrong man.
All right. White noise goes like this.
White noise?
Wait, oh my God.
What the fuck? Why white noise, period?
Infinity Pool. Because he opens it with white sand, brain death.
Oh, yeah.
And for some reason, my brain equated that to,
Yeah. I get it.
to white noise.
Perfect.
So, White Noise, starring Michael Keaton.
We are not going to edit that either.
And we are never going to talk about that movie.
Why?
That movie fucking
We
sucks.
talked about Jack Frost. You're fine.
Oh no, we'll save it for Leprechaun 4.
Yeah.
Because that relates to that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so Infinity Pool, not White Noise, starts like this with a man named James muttering the words white, sand, brain, and death.
Yeah.
And then we open on him and his girlfriend or wife. Is it wife? Are they married?
It's his wife, yes.
They're married? Okay.
Remember,
and-
she gave the hint when she's like, he
Oh,
married into rich.
That's right. So this is Em and James, and that's Cleopatra Coleman and Alexander Skarsgård. He is significantly older than her. I think that's something that I didn't really pay much attention to until I just thought about it just now. But there's a big age difference there.
Yeah.
James was apparently talking in his sleep about feeding himself white sand brain death, but really, he just wants breakfast. Em is quick to mention that she isn't sure why they are there, and it's not helping whatever current wake-up situation they're in. Where are we again?
Latoka.
Latoka, and this
Yes.
is probably Croatia.
Yeah, and it's a resort that I believe she probably took him there just so he can write again, like start writing. He was in one of those blocks. What do you call
Yeah, right. Writer's block.
block.
Yeah, so might I recommend The Artist Way? It's a great self-guided book/journey, James. It helped me immensely through the pandemic. But then we wouldn't have a movie. Anyway, I love the drums
Yeah.
In the opening sequence. I think that that's really cool. And I love these kind of shots that go sideways and off into whatever, in this case, it's upside down and over the tops of the cabanas.
I love that. Yeah.
Oh.
And then it flips around the screen and then you're like in a whole other place.
Oh, the locations are gorgeous.
Yeah, they really are.
This resort is so pretty. I've traveled abroad a couple of times and I've stayed at a couple of resorts and nothing like this. And they talk about later on in the movie, how this is like a poor community and people will kill you. And it's so
outside
scary.
Of the gates, well, it's kind of visiting any resort, in Mexico, if you go to Puerto Vallarta or, any part of Mexico, really, if you're in a resort, Cancun, they'll tell you not to leave the gates.
I was going to say the same thing. This is exactly what it was like when I went to Costa Rica and when I went to the Dominican Republic. People were really scary outside of the resorts, but the resorts were not this nice.
No, and I feel like sometimes the resorts just scare people, and I'm not saying let's go out of the gates, but I feel like resorts sometimes restrict people just from enjoying the town because they don't want you to spend your money on the town, instead spend it in the resort. That's why it's there. Yeah. So if people that are ballsy like these folks that got in the car and drove out of the resort, mainly because we'll get to the part why they keep doing it, is there is ballsy people that leave resorts like that, and you shouldn't.
Yeah, I did it once when I was in the Dominican Republic. I stayed at a different resort and had to sneak on to another resort to go to a wedding, and it was the scariest experience because people are watching you and they know you're sneaking on and they have fucking machine guns.
Yeah.
People are
federales, dude.
Oh, it's not. And even as a stupid American, you don't really realize the severity of what it is that you're doing. And you're
you forget that sometimes American title doesn't mean shit in other countries because it's you're trespassing on our land, or even if you are or not, it's we told you not to.
Oh, yeah. And these motherfuckers will kill you.
Yeah.
So we have a gentleman named Ketch, right? Is that his name? It's or Thresh.
Thresh. Yeah,
oh no, Ketch. No, Ketch is the guy who is he's the head server, I guess. So he explains to the guests of the La Tolca resort or whatever that the rainy season is coming and the masks that the employees are wearing can be purchased at the gift shop. The masks are so fucking cool. And the masks, eventually we're going to get more of them, but they kind of take on their own persona of some sort of villainous monster from a book.
It's the strangers got nothing on these masks. I think the strangers would run away from these folks.
Yeah, these masks are really, really spooky, and the way they're utilized later is it's really, really nice.
Yeah.
So James and Em eat breakfast, and we get the idea that we're here for James, and Em is not very interested. Like Alex had said, James is a writer, and he has been brought here basically because Em has a lot of money. James hasn't published a book in a very long time. It's been 6 years, and they are here so James can cure his creative block that he's going through and get inspired. Why they have chosen to go to a resort, we're not entirely sure. There's no connection between these two. There's a lot of tension. There's this part after they're done eating breakfast where she just gets up and leaves and goes to the beach.
Yeah.
I would be so pissed off if you just left me at breakfast.
Can we talk about the opening scene and how great her ass is, by the way, though? Period. That's it.
She is a really pretty lady.
All right, that's enough.
She is. I will give Cleopatra Coleman all of the points in the world for being a beautiful woman. I just don't think she's a terrific actress.
No, she didn't have a lot of part.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe she didn't have enough to do. And that could be the script's weakness as well. James witnesses a man terrorizing the beach with a vehicle. He comes across Gabby, played by our queen, Mia Goth. Let's give a moment of silence. I love that you did. She tells him that she loved his book, the one that was published 6 years ago, and that catches him off guard, the fact that she knows who he is, because apparently not a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And I love that he is so excited.
He really is, because there's a fan. Even the wife's oh, there's a fan, or one of your fans or something.
If someone knew me from something that I did not get really great reviews for, or you know what I mean, I would probably be really excited too. And I'm gonna also just what is the word? Gush right away. Mia Goth, you guys, just right from the get-go. Like, she's so good just immediately.
Yeah.
Like, her accent. James.
I love her accent.
She's got this, like, Cockney thing going on.
It's so good.
She sounds like My Fair Fucking Lady. Like, it's so fucking just... It's so fucking good. Like, she knows what she's doing. Like, I don't think that she could do any wrong. Like, you throw her in anything and she's gonna, like, make the most out of it and just chew up all the fucking scenes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she introduces him to her partner, Albin, who is played by Jaleel Lespert. And I think he's French. Oh, no, he's Swiss and French.
Yeah.
We learn that Gabby is an actress who specializes in failing naturally. And we'll get to that in a second. The Variable Sheath is the name of the book that James wrote.
Yes.
And Gabby is the one who just gushes over this. And she invites James to dinner. He and him decide to go. And it's so interesting how quick we're diving right in. You know, it seems innocent, though. Like, we know as viewers that this is not going to go well. We already know that these are going to be bad guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so we already know that there's, like, a quivery line that we're on just because of how Mia Goth has thrown herself into her introduction.
Yeah, it's just one of those in your face, you know, what is it? Like meetings, you know, like she's just in their personal space now.
Yeah, this reminds me of this, speaking of the erotic thriller doc that we watched, which was recommended by the Homos on Haunted Hill, by the way. So if anybody wants a really good, fun podcast that is LGBT friendly and they're just so much fun. We love Kevin and we love Chris. Go listen to Homos on Haunted Hill. There is an erotic thriller from 2000 and I think it's 2002 called Zebra Lounge. And it has Christy Swanson and Stephen Baldwin. And it is not a good movie. But I was getting some vibes from that movie while I was watching this. Anyway, Alex, what does failing naturally mean?
That you're not good at nothing. Not even putting a fork to a potato or opening a can of, you know, pickles or lighting a lighter or, you know, opening a door.
Yeah.
You just don't succeed for nothing.
Yeah, you simply can't go on without the product.
You can't not do it.
I love it.
Just can't.
We are introduced to the bun shop.
Yes.
Like, this is one of my favorite parts of the movie. And also, I love how this is like severe foreshadowing for who Gabby is.
Yeah.
Like, she's letting us know right away that she is an actress. She is here to fool us. And I love how Albin is like, she's amazing. Like, he's so supportive. And I can't tell if Im is actually impressed or doesn't even care. Like, she's not even giving her the time of day.
Yeah, and also this is where, what's her name, Mia Goth? She starts, like, looking at James, kind of like she even asked him, don't you need a bun chop, James? You know, and she gives him, like, this very sexy look, and then the wife looks at her looking at him.
I mean, I need a bun chop. Everybody needs a bun chop. Holy shit.
Yeah, so she's right away telling us she wants your man.
Gabby expresses that she's a devout fan of James to James, something that clearly makes him happy, but also makes him uneasy, which is funny to me because, like, you would think that she'd be supportive, right? You would think that she would want someone to be, like, praising her man. But that also goes to show that maybe he's not a good writer.
It's just an overpraise. It's too much.
It is a lot, and we'll find out why.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe I just answered my own question.
But then she's kind of like so done with him too. The wife is just like fed up with him not wanting to do anything else. He's just kind of like in this fucking, you know, somber dead zone.
Yeah, ooh, I like that. Somber dead zone. But then we get the rub right there. It's been 6 years since his last book, and that's when we learn. And he hasn't been writing, and he wanted to come here for the inspiration. And that's when we get the he married rich line.
Yeah.
So Im has the money from daddy.
Yep.
And she's just bitter. You know, like what does she say? She's in danger of becoming a charitable organization.
For him.
Ooh.
She's just funding him at this point.
Oh my God. So what do we think of our 4 lead characters so far?
I'm in for it. I want to sit at this table.
I kind of want to sit at this table too. Even though it's uncomfortable, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I want to hear some more shit.
Me too. So the 4 of them end up at a club, and James and Gabby are dancing and seemingly connecting, and we get the sweaty, slow-mo eye stares that is done really well in that movie, The In Crowd. Directed by Mary Lambert from Pet Sematary, baby. But here it's fine. I don't know. I don't know if I love the connection that James and Gabby have. Like, I feel like it's kind of like really in your face.
Yeah.
And there may be reasons for that, but like, I kind of feel like it's forced. I don't know if I love the chemistry between these two.
She's giving him that, I'm going to get you, you know, like, I'm going to have you look. And then, like, he's just giving in too easy.
Yeah.
Like, your wife is right there. And, like, he's just giving in too easy.
Maybe
like,
that's it. It's just very quick. And I don't think there's anything, like, incredibly hypnotic about Gabby that should draw him in so fast. But maybe that's also it. Maybe he's been so fucking bored and so uninspired that this is, like, the spark he needed.
Well, can you imagine? Like, he hears all this bullshit all day long from his wife. And it's finally nice to have the break of somebody that appreciates your actual work. You know, that it supports you. So it's kind of sexy to him, and he just starts, like, falling into her trap.
Oh, Cleopatra Coleman. Why? Okay. The next day, Em and James are meeting Gabby and Albin to go outside the resort in a rented car of a friend called Thresh. And Thresh is just someone who works at the resort,
yes.
I think. So you kind of get the idea that something bad is going to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And dude, can we talk more about these locations? Like the mountains, the oceans, like it's so breathtaking.
It really is the places that they chose to film this place at. Even the beach that they drive to, like, you're in a beach resort, bro, but you guys are still going to drive to a beach and have a picnic. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But that place was even so nice. It was beautiful.
Agreed. When we were at the beach today doing our run and stuff, I was thinking, man, we are spoiled. Like, we don't live very far from this. We really need to take advantage of this. Like, I am at the age now where a run on the beach is like a necessity. You know, I think we both are.
No, it felt really nice. It was different for sure.
Yeah. So the quad settle on a secluded spot on the beach that Alex was just talking about, and it's really pretty. Mm-hmm. It's like jungle-y. It's like lagoony. Like, it's really nice. Albin makes food for everyone and reads James and Em's relationship right in front of them. He asks her why she's with him if he's disobedient and has no money. She claims daddy issues, by the way, and that dad hates him. Albin also mentions that Gabby is disobedient. And straight up, Em is awful. Like, I'm going to put it out there. Like, she's kind of a fucking bitch.
She's fed up, bro.
Like, well, yeah, but like, come on. Like, you're with a bunch of strangers and you're just saying shit like, she says, I married the first broke writer to spill coffee on me.
Well, like, toxic folks are just fucking poison like that. All they do is spit poison, and that's how they cure themselves, is by shaming the one person next to them that can take it.
I think I'm figuring out right now why I don't like her is because I just don't like Em. So I have to rewatch Cobweb and see if it's actually her as an actress or if maybe it was just her as this character, because these are the only two films I've seen her in.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, James is peeing. He's off in the little jungle area when Gabby comes up from behind him. And what does she do, Alex?
She gives him a hand job.
Girl.
She makes him splatter that vanilla.
Oh my God.
Because that's what it looked like. It looked like, what was it, like coconut?
I mean, girl, all I wrote in my notes was she jerks him off to completion.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'm over here like dripping the vanilla icing over the cake as it comes out the oven. Okay. She gives him a hand job, and it's like very fulfilling for almost everybody, even the audience. I was like, that's how you fucking,
it's fast.
Turn a man's attention to you.
You can tell that he and homegirl have not had sex in a while.
Yeah.
And Gabby's face while she's jerking him off, it's like she does this all the time, which she probably does.
She was fucking manhandling that cock. She was like acting like she was fucking churning butter or like something, like more. 100%. The face that she had was more serious than what it should have been.
Yeah.
And he almost cried.
He finishes in like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
I didn't count.
I believe that's how long, yeah.
But it was probably 15 seconds. Okay, so night falls. And everyone is wasted, but James decides to drive. While driving back to the resort, of course. What?
Are they wasted, though? I think it was all an act to get James to drive.
Possibly.
I said James, but James.
James.
Jamesy.
Yeah, that's very possible. Yeah, I didn't consider that.
But I don't know. Yeah, because I don't know. It just kind of plays out like that way. But then again, it's like, later there's clues that kind of hint that he was just an idiot.
That is a very good question / conversation, because they say later on, she says that they do this all the time and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
they pick the ones from the crowd, what is it, the soft ones or the...
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. It's like, yeah, we'll get there.
We're getting there.
While driving back to the resort, they hit a boot. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
We hit a boot. No, but James does run over a man. Dun, dun, dun. He's having trouble staying awake, and he's gripping the wheel, and the lights are failing. And it's just a bunch of terrible shit adding up. And then, of course, a man wanders out into the road and crashes into the windshield. And suddenly, we're in I Know What You Did Last Summer.
It's a really bad hit.
It's bad.
Yeah, like, I think he, it turned his head inside out.
Oh, it fucked him up.
Yeah.
This guy got fucked up. But can we, like, safely agree that this is the exact same scene from I Know What You Did Last Summer?
Yeah, absolutely.
But Gabby is Ryan Felipe?
Uh-huh. Yeah, honestly, she really is, though.
Yeah, Gabby.
She's a boss.
Gabby's a boss bitch. She tells everyone, back in the car!
Yeah, it's so fucking good the way she does this.
Yeah,
though.
because this city doesn't fuck around with the shit like we were talking about. We're all gonna get raped by police and bodies will be dumped, so she and Albin will deal with everything else in the morning.
Yeah.
So we're moving now.
And technically, yeah.
Yeah.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
100%. We have lightning flashing in the background. Things are rolling. When they return to the resort, they have to play stupid and pretend they've been lost and don't know how they got out of the gates. It kind of shows us exactly what we're dealing with as far as safety goes, and this country not being safe.
Because their reasoning was like, we were at the club, we got out of the club, we wandered off, and we just ended up outside of the resort. Can we please come back in?
Yeah, they
and
get
like
back
showing the keys to the room.
Yeah, Albin's face when he holds up his key card. He's like, my key card.
Yeah, and then the other was, you have your key card? Show the key card.
They get back into the grounds though, and then they part ways, and then they say they're going to reunite during breakfast. I will say that I wasn't loving Em as a character, but I do realize at this point that the less she talks and the more that she acts with like her big eyes, that I like her more. Yeah. As the movie progresses. So maybe that could have been it. Like, maybe it's because I haven't watched the movie since we took notes on this, and I was just...
I think she's just a poor man's Rosario Dawson, and like, just like, you prefer Rosario Dawson.
How interesting. Everybody prefers Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
Hello.
Not that she's a bad actress. I mean, I agree with both of them, but it's just, yeah.
I don't know.
Had Rosario Dawson done this scene instead,
I mean,
it would have been...
God damn, they are more along the same age, I think. But you know what? Maybe that's the whole point. Maybe them being on like such different age, different spectrums is the part of the story.
Yeah.
You know, daddy getting taken care of by a young girl.
Yeah. Well, it's like when we see Sydney Prescott getting beat up by Emma Roberts.
Oh,
it's like that age difference. Sydney looks so big. I'm like,
best scene. Oh my God. We were like, God, the marshmallow man.
Yeah, we're like, holy shit, Sydney's huge compared to Emma Roberts.
So fucking good.
Sorry, you're lovely, you're a beautiful woman, but I mean,
oh my God, Neve Campbell.
Yeah,
we love it. Oh my God, clear. Okay. Upon wake up, James and Em are arrested and taken in by officials and separated once they get to the Capitol building or whatever it is that they're taken to, and they look like shit.
This is so scary, dude. This is like the worst thing that can happen to you in a fucking foreign country is knock at your door and it's the fucking cops, the federales, and you're like, what the fuck?
I would be horrified.
Yeah,
I would be
traitors.
Shitting my fucking pants. It would be over.
I would cry.
And then when they get separated,
yeah.
Oh fuck no, you would. And then especially because the word lines like my lawyer, I need my lawyer. You know
so
that doesn't work there.
You don't love each other up until you get separated, and then you're like,
isn't that funny? Yeah, I kind of noticed that too. Suddenly they really need each other, but that goes to show the toxicity in their relationship.
Yep.
Like the codependency is when things go bad, now I need you.
Yeah, it's like the comfort of keeping you by my side.
BRB, bitch, gotta get cloned. So nobody is answering their questions, and I get it. I've been there. You know what I mean? Like when you have people of power, and you're like, please, I just have one question. Please, just give me one answer.
Shut the f-
They don't give a fuck about you. So this is also where I'm getting the Hostel vibes. This is where it kind of kicks into like Eli Roth territory. James is met by Thresh's nephew, who badgers him into agreeing that his uncle didn't rent him the car, to which he just has to say, okay. And this is where I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is happening? I didn't understand who the detective was, but Detective Thresh is played by Thomas Kretschmann, and this is the nephew of the guy who had rented the car to Gabby and Albin and these two, to James and
I believe
Em.
it's the guy that owns the resort.
Maybe so. Yeah, I didn't realize.
Says.
Oh, there we go. I didn't know.
Friends with the resort owner and she'll
okay,
the cars.
Makes a lot of sense. Which is what they keep bringing in the money.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's like they keep going back to that place.
Fucking duh.
Yearly thing.
Okay. Nephew Thresh explains to James that Gabby and Albin admitted to stealing the car and going on a joyride with him and Em inside of it, in which James hit a man and killed him. So basically exactly what happened, except that the car stuff is switched about to spare Thresh. I didn't really understand why we are sparing Thresh, but then now I get it, now that we just broke it down like that.
Yeah.
So Em has confirmed this, Nephew Thresh says. And when I first saw this, I misheard this, and I heard that this story was that Gabby and Albin and Em were throwing James under the bus, as if he had done all of this alone. And so now this movie is totally fucking different.
Yeah, it's a business.
Yes. And we learn in these situations that the eldest son of the victim is to kill the person responsible.
And I know I'm thinking like this resort's probably full of all these folks, but we just saw one story being told.
Oh, yeah. It's like dark matter. Like it's happening like all over the resort and maybe in other resorts.
It's like a cohort like between the people that visit this resort and like new incoming folks. So this entire resort there's no real people.
Yeah. I didn't think about that until you brought it up when we watched it last, was like the fact that like everybody here is probably a clone.
Yeah.
Which is, or like maybe a clone of a clone.
Yeah. So
and it's interesting how it works.
Who knows how many times they've gone back just to do this for fun now that they've been cloned so many times. Every time you commit a crime, no matter if you're a clone or not, you get to clone yourself again and watch yourself.
That's like the American tourist clause of the revised process of doubles act for international visitors and diplomats.
Yeah.
So you get to create a physical double, and you just pretty much broke it down. Like the doubles stand in for execution for the situation where the eldest son of the victim has to kill you.
Yeah.
So you, as this person, has to pay a big chunk of money to them, and then they will clone you, and then you get to watch your clone get murdered by said eldest son.
And this is you paying the price for your crime.
Yeah, and this is how the resort, this is how the government here, this is how they thrive. Because Ooh. What I like about this is that the doubles will keep the memories of their person.
Yeah, so whatever they remember, they will remember.
So that's how it's like, who is who?
Who wrote this movie? Damn.
I think it was him.
We mentioned that.
Yeah, I think it was Brandon Cronenberg. But it's wild. I don't think we ever say how much, though, right? How much money it costs to make these doubles. It's just a wad. He goes to the ATM and we see him pull out a big giant wad of cash.
Yeah, I think so. I think they mention it, though, but I'm not sure if I caught it, but I'm pretty sure it's mentioned.
Yeah. So we get a mostly naked Alexander Skarsgård as he is measured and prepped for cloning. I really like this part. Not for him being naked, but just like them measuring him. Like, I love scenes like that. Where
what are they measuring?
They're just measuring his dick.
Yeah, but even if they were, I'm telling you that these are prosthetics.
Well, you don't see his pee-pee in this part.
No.
I hate the mouth guard part, though. I know that's like, like a favorite image that people love.
But this is what they put him through. Yeah. How wide can it get?
That part scares me. Gross. The three women prepping him are loving it, though. Like, they're doing the work. They had a cell phone.
They had a cell phone.
You like that? So he steps into what I can only imagine is the infinity pool, right?
Yes, it's happening. This is the cloning process.
This is what I took. That's what I take the infinity pool is this, like the cloning process. That's the metaphorical name for this, even though we get what the infinity pool is later when Gabby is telling the story of everything to James.
Yes.
But I'm calling this the infinity pool. So it's the shower looking thing filled ankle deep with reddish paint, and then it turns blue, blah, blah, blah. When, what does the fucking person say? When they're like, displease, when she makes him hold his hands up, like when he's standing like with his hands up. Like, you know what I'm talking about? She has him stand a particular way, like he's about to get a spray tan. And then she goes, displease. And she...
Why does she do it like that?
Because she wants him to hold his hands up in a particular way. I know you guys have no idea what I'm doing because you can only hear me. So visually, the cloning piece is pretty cool, right? Like there's lots of flashing and strobing and mirrored effects, and I just felt like it was a lot of bright colors. But he does see Mia Goth dancing naked in the midst of all of this. And ultimately, it reminded me of a Marilyn Manson video.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Beautiful people.
Like it was very dope show type of shit, which I'm not like huge on Marilyn Manson anymore, but teenage Stanley loved him. And those videos were really fucking ahead of their time and really cool. And I think that this wasn't exactly what I wanted, even though I wasn't sure what I wanted, but it still kind of worked. I don't know. What did you think of this sequence?
I think it was appropriate.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a good way of transitioning and cloning. And already you're feeling like, isn't he going to suffocate in that pool?
Yeah.
Like, how is he going to clone himself? This movie's just like fucked up. I'm telling you, wait till we get to the good parts.
Oh my God. Oh, did you notice that he doesn't see M once in the cloning vision?
Yeah. Like, she's gone. She's done. She's been done. Like, he has no interest in her ever since, what's her name? showed up.
Gabby?
Gabby showed up.
I'm not going to disagree with you.
Yeah.
Mia Goth is a life ruiner.
She really is.
She ruins people's lives.
Everybody that's in the fucking resort.
Oh my God, yeah. So, James wakes up to M, who tells him the surrogate turned out perfect and they're to meet him downstairs. And wait, did M get cloned too or no?
I don't think so. She didn't commit the crime.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So we find out that this usually takes a few tries, but James is a first attempt and it's perfect. And they both have to be there for the execution. So James and M.
Yeah.
When James 2 wakes up, when he's like in the red like sheath, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I'm just going to call him James 2. And then we'll call like James 3, that clone James 3, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So the execution set piece also is pretty woof. Right? Like that whole scene is...
Well, this is where the movie fucks you up. This is point A of where the movie starts fucking you up. Because James got cloned, but he gets to keep all the memories from his original person. So the person that we're watching being executed is supposed to be the clone, and James is watching himself being killed by the firstborn, or the second, what is it? Yeah. The brother of the person
eldest son of the victim.
The victim that they killed. And in all reality, we don't really know if the real James is the one sitting there with his wife, M, watching himself getting killed, or if he's the actual person sitting there watching the audience, watching himself being killed and begging them to stop.
Yeah.
So we're fucked up already because it's like, wait, so which one is the real James? Like, did we just watch the clone kill James and James is begging us to stop and proceed? So yeah, I'm just trying. This is where the movie fucks us up.
No, it's where it gets a little tricky.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. Like, so it's where, go ahead.
At the end, because I know after this scene takes place, the camera pans over to James and he's just watching the entire thing take place. And at the end, he just grins. And it's like, why would he grin?
See, that's what kind of fucked me up too. So you don't know if it's James 1 or James 2.
Yeah.
You don't know who this little boy is stabbing to death.
Yeah.
And this so here's what happened. So James 2, we think, is by himself with 2 guards in this big room, and he's wearing a gown of sorts, but the stomach is exposed, and there's an audience of who we can only assume are the family members of the man that James hit.
Yeah.
There's like a woman and then like a daughter and like a kid, I think.
Maybe investors. Who knows?
Who knows? Also, there are M and who we think is James 1. And they are sitting by themselves, but they're all like in this warehouse of sorts, and they're watching James 2
in courtroom style.
Yeah, like, and he's to be executed. So the eldest son of the victim comes in, and oh God, we need to find out who that little kid is played by, because he's
that kid is a whole other fucking movie of its own.
Horrific little actor of a boy. Oh my God, he does his job well. He brutally stabs James 2, we think, to death, while the audience, James 1 included, watches. And it's so fucking terrible. Like, it's the most terrible stabbing scene I've seen in a minute. And it, like, we don't deviate from this. Like, we get to see a lot of it. James 2 is begging for M, and we have to remember that the clones have the memories, like Alex said. So the memories of their predecessors are still intact with them. So essentially, they're the same person-ish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And James 2 is stabbed 27 times. At least from what we can hear.
Yeah.
And I actually counted.
And this kid is angry.
He's so mad. I mean, like, his dad was killed. So yeah, like, he's probably really, really upset. He is covered in blood and taken away by one of the guards. And we see James 1 smiling in the audience. And M has been hiding her face the entire time. Like, she can't even look. But James 1 has been watching with like this weird little smile on his face. And the music does this like little bit of a sting. And it's like, okay,
You know, sometimes there's like these creepy smiles that I just don't understand if they're real or if they've been like stretched by CG.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
Ever since that Smile movie.
Yeah. Did you ever watch that movie?
I watched it when I met you.
Oh.
I started watching it and I only watched the beginning, remember? And then I think you came home and I turned it off. Or something.
You never finished it?
I never finished it, but I really dig the intro of the movie. I just feel like that's enough.
It's
like,
worth finishing.
Yeah, really?
It's a decent movie.
I feel like I got enough from the intro. Like, it was just so much shit packed in that one intro that I was like, oh, okay, I think I watched the entire movie. I get it.
Sosie Bacon is good in that
Everybody
movie.
smiles.
Alex, you need to start doing like little two-worded like descriptions of movies. Alex, what did you think of Smile?
Everybody smiles.
Hocus Pocus, there are witches.
Yeah.
Oh, Pet Sematary, they come back to life. I'm going to throw another one at you. Carrie.
Watch your period. Like, I don't know. Use tampons. Plug it up.
Use tampons. None of this would have happened.
And that's what we learned in our movie Cam. Oh, no. The Love Witch, that tampons are not scary. Or what is it? Periods are not scary.
No, they're not. No,
they're not gross.
Oh, speaking of which, we're going to be covering Carrie 2 in a couple of weeks.
Woohoo.
Just so you know. I'm going to spoil that now, motherfuckers, because March 12th was its 25th anniversary.
Oh.
And I got sick, so that was supposed to come out this week.
I thought it's because we like the little black sheep of the families.
Well, we do. We like the underdog.
Yes.
We like the underdog, and I'm a big fan of Carrie 2, baby. But we'll get to that when that bridge is to be crossed. Just want you all to know. As I was saying, they receive an urn, and by they I mean James 1 and M, of James 2's ashes, and are sent back to the hotel where M is packing. She is ready to go, bitch. And James 1 is considering.
Yeah, M is in all like, let's get the fuck out of here mode. You know, reality hits back.
Yeah.
Got a life to get back to.
Yeah, and she just witnessed something so fucking unbearable that she doesn't want to be a part of this anymore. And I can't fucking blame her.
In all honesty, they're given permission to leave.
They are.
Their permission is granted ever since they paid that price. That's how their crime was paid, and get the fuck out of my country.
Mm-hmm. But what is holding them back?
He lost his passport.
Uh-oh.
James lost his passport. He can't find it. It's nowhere to be seen, and he needs to stay back.
And for our abroad travelers, we know what a fuck show it is if you do not have your fucking passport.
Oh my gosh, the nerve of just like the stress.
Oh,
and
it's bad.
Everybody waiting on you.
It's bad.
And you're like, they're gonna fucking leave me.
And you've already been through what this character has been through. The last thing you need is your fucking passport disappearing. So it's a pretty heavy situation. And again, we're still not sure if this is James 1 or James 2. We're only under the impression that this is James 1 because we're told that it is.
Because remember, the smirk can be James 2 killing James 1. But it can also be James 1 being like, yeah, finally some fun in my life. Like
inspiration.
Something good. Yeah. Like,
inspiration for my book.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. I don't know. Ooh.
Okay. I know, like finally something good.
Yeah. So the next shot is one of my favorites in the movie. And it's of them on the bed, close up on their faces with the dark blue lighting with M's like super sad eyes. You know, with James telling her she can leave without him and M saying how disgusting he is for being able to just watch the murder of his double.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not wrong, right?
No, not at all.
Okay. She compares him to a robot, though. And I would say a murderer because he was smiling.
Yeah.
But this is so nice right here. Like, I love this shot. Like, the camera is just on them. It's on them as, like, a couple. And he's behind her. And she is, like, pretending to be asleep, you would think. And then when she finally starts talking to him, it's like, oh, she's just fucking done,
I hate those conversations.
Yeah.
Great shot. I know what you're talking about. But I hate when conversations have to get to that point.
Yeah, like this couple's been done for a while, and this is just the cherry on the cake. God,
Emma's fucking ready to. She's ready to just go. If she's leaving with or without him, she's just leaving. She's gone.
Well, yeah, and she's getting there, and I feel like we're entering like a different chapter of the movie from this point forward. So he goes downstairs and extends the room for another week, and we're supposed to be leaving. We're supposed to be figuring out ways to like find our passport, but he goes downstairs and under M's name, extends the room for another week, and he sees Gabby lingering in the distance. She looks really good with pearls, by the way. Oh my God. And that outfit is banging. Like, she's a lot younger than she is playing in this movie, I think. Or she does
women really well.
That's a really good way of putting it. But she's ready to explain what happened because there's always an explanation. So here is what I gathered from what's going on. Albin, her husband, was a consultant of a new resort a few years ago, and an accident occurred, causing 2 of his own workers to die. And he and Gabby were given the death penalty, and it was then that they discovered this whole thing. Albin was installing an infinity pool. That's what happened. So that infinity pool cracked, killing his coworkers. Or his workers, rather.
Yeah.
And so she tells James that there's inspiration here for his next book if he just changes his perspective. So you know what? Why not? She invites him to the villa where there are more, maybe not clones hanging out, talking shit and being ridiculous.
Yep. Just cloning around.
Yeah. So what do you think of that? Like, what do you think of the fact that they've done this before? That this is something that is not new to them and that they basically set them up?
This sucks.
Not even basically.
This is just fucked up because this is just rich people killing poverty.
Yeah.
Like for fun. This is just a fucking game now. It's just that's all it is. It's just
having their
luxurious leisure and like fun games.
Ugh, it's a Thursday night in Calabasas.
Yeah, let's go run over somebody and clone ourselves.
Oh my God.
I didn't even catch if the clone ages.
I don't know. I never saw that.
Or if that's like Gabby's secret and she knows that the clone doesn't age now. So she's like, this is my rejuvenation
I don't
method.
even know. We never got that far. Maybe they'll make a sequel.
That's some deep dive.
I do love that she looks so good in like a 70s flared out Farrah Fawcett type of way.
Yeah.
So fucking nice.
I loved everything they put her in this, the outfits that she was wearing. All of her costumes were so good.
Yeah. I wonder if she's actually an actress. If her character, I mean, is actually an actress. I know that she says it later. She's like, I told you I'm a good actress. But like, if she actually is.
I believe it. I believe it, but she just got caught up in the game. And then, because they do go back home.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, but she says what she does at home.
What does she say?
He's going to go to work and she's just going to redecorate the whole fucking house.
Well, I mean, actors, when they're not working, look what I'm doing. I'm just rearranging the living room.
That was during your little 2 weeks sick binge.
Yeah. So we end up at this villa where there are...
Oh, wait.
What?
Were you even sick? You mother... Okay.
Look, beep, so... I was like, wait a second.
And then, beep!
Don't harass me. So we find out that all the people in the villa have all been cloned. They admit it. So we don't know if they are the clones, but we know that they have all been cloned. We have Charles, we have Jennifer, we have Dr. Modan, and we have Bex. And we know that Jennifer and Charles are married, I think. Or maybe it's Charles and Bex that are married. I'm not sure. They're couples. I know that. Jennifer got in trouble for sodomy, though. Dr. Modan is writing a La Tolkien doubling tradition book or something of the sort. And Bex's dad is a film producer. So they all have money. Not that sodomy means that Jennifer has money. But that's what she got in trouble for. You know, it's funny because Modan asks James if he's worried that they may have killed the real James because it's a fear that he himself has had. Mm-hmm. They get into a really interesting debate because he answers with, who cares? Who cares if I did or not? Which, would you want to know?
Yeah.
But how would you know?
I don't know anymore.
Yeah, how would you know?
That's the whole point of this fucking movie. Oh, well then they do test the theory later.
Do they?
Yeah.
When?
When he beats himself up.
Oh, when they... Okay, yeah, I guess...
we have to get there for the big reveal. What I said earlier is going to come to, you know, like...
Yeah, no, I understand, yeah. The doctor does say, I'll never know if I'm really myself for as long as I live, which I thought was really profound. Yeah. And that's when James says, who cares? And I thought that was, like, both profound and fucked up, because, I mean, I would want to know... Like, if I was actually me, but at the same time, if you could not know, then...
It doesn't matter. I mean, you're a clone and you remember everything.
Exactly. How fun. Have you seen Multiplicity with Michael Keaton?
Probably not.
When he clones himself like 5 times?
Maybe. I'm sure. I mean, it's fucking old, right?
She touched my peppy, Steve.
Oh, gosh.
No?
It's an old movie, like the
90s.
90s.
96, yeah. Okay, so M is trying to get a hold of James, but he's ignoring her calls. Gabby confronts James on how he's feeling. The adjustment isn't amazing, apparently, but Gabby compares it to a new skin working itself into place. now I think these two are finally falling into place together. At the beginning, I wasn't really like terribly convinced of their chemistry, but I think at this point of the movie, they are kind of dynamite.
Yeah, well, asshole James is better than pathetic James.
Yeah, inspired James is,
if you will,
a much better page turner, I think. Charles is shooting a gun off and offering James help with his missing passport as long as James goes along with the group to go after the people that got Gabby and Albin executed. I didn't realize that this group of people are terrorists. I didn't. Like, I realized that they were clones, and I realized that they all had done something wrong, but I didn't realize that they were all involved with, like, yearly torture. You know what I mean? On residents of this resort. They come back here annually and just cause problems just so they can get cloned and get off on watching their doubles get killed.
That's what it is, because at the end it just becomes like this gamble.
Yeah, I barely caught it the first time, but the second time it was a lot more apparent. Like I felt like it was just a little more vague.
Because at this point of the movie, now you're like, oh, it's like one of those rooms where investors pay to go watch people box themselves to death.
Yeah,
a boxing ring. No,
like
but like, you know, like
chicken
those
fight,
kind of like those dark warehouse, like underground type fights.
Ew.
So at this point now it becomes that instead of like a courtroom type of, you know, judgment room.
Yeah.
It's like now like, oh, this is just a game now. So this is like their arena.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, it's creepy. It's weird where your mind goes when you're watching movies. Not yours, just people in general.
No, my mind goes crazy.
It really does. So the group break into the gift shop, I think, because that's where they get the masks.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And when Charles crawls in, I gasped. I don't know why. I thought this shot was so fucking effective and just creepy. The way this man, a full-grown man, crawls on his hands and knees through broken glass into this gift shop, like through this broken window.
He was fucking giving it a good one. Like,
yeah.
Gave it its all.
What a strange image. I don't know why it stuck with me.
You have to be a crazier actor than Mia Goth to play a part like James's part.
Yeah.
So it could have been anybody, but is somebody really going to give it that much like Alexander did? You know, like he was so serious in the beginning and then just turns around and gives such good character. It was so good.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't him. It wasn't him. It wasn't him that went through the window. It was Charles.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, but you're right, though. Like, that's what I meant about these two being dynamite together.
Like, and just speaking in general, just how people are good actors, and if they're willing to do the part, you know, and play the part really good, and do the stunts themselves.
Oh, yeah. No, my God, I love how Millie Bobby Brown did her own stunts in Damsel. Oh,
yeah, she was really good.
So fucking good. This is also where we get more of those masks that we talked about earlier. And it's just so effective how we get them used like throughout the rest of this film. Each member wears one, and it's weird how each one kind of represents
the mask,
like what we think this person is. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like they're wearing a mask, and this is what their actual face would look like. I think, you know what I mean?
If you unveiled their mask, that's what they would be.
That's what they would be. Yes, exactly. Oh, what a good. See, we're always on the same page.
I get it.
You and I.
But backwards. And that's okay. Oh. You see, being backwards doesn't mean that you're not forward. It just means that you're backward.
Dance like no one's watching. And when you're not dancing...
Here we go with our ABC commercials.
Just keep on singing.
The more you know.
So they break into the home of whoever the fuck, and it's like Manson family shit. They drag everyone out into the main room. And, oh wait, they're here to get the medal that this guy won for the resort that Albin was actually originally a part of building, right? Yeah. That's what it was. Okay. And while we're here, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or the not so much elephant in the room. And that would be the micro pee-pee of the guy.
Oh my gosh.
That they have
like, why that one?
Like, give me a fucking break. Like, the flamethrower from The Thing. This is its own character.
This is its own character.
And we are not making fun of anybody that has a micro pee-pee.
No, but I mean, if you're going to show one on screen, I'd rather
not see it.
Yeah.
I don't want to. But to each their own. God bless this guy.
Sorry.
I'm not sorry. So also Gabby with the gun is so uncomfortable. Like there's like a lot of uncomfortable staring when she has the gun and when she is just walking around with it and when she's making him hold the gun to his head. Oh God, it's so bad. And then we have someone else hiding off in the shadows with a gun. And Albin is shot, right? Yes, Albin is shot. And then so is one of the women. And these gunshots are really fucking gruesome.
Yeah, they really are.
You never really pay attention to gunshots in movies because a lot of the time these people aren't naked when they're getting shot. But this woman is naked and she gets a shot, I think, in the back.
Yeah, why does everything hurt more naked? I'm like, no, please.
Because you see it. Yeah, when you see Alexander Skarsgård getting stabbed in the stomach, it's his bare-ass stomach. Yeah, it's not pretty. So then they go to M's of all places. And they're there to, like, patch up the wounded.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we went to M's because that's the last place I would go if I was James.
Well, they can't go anywhere else.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, and she'll be fine.
And so after this, we are with a group, but I think this would be group 3. I think we are either a new batch of clones or we are about to be cloned. Like we have James and we have Modan and we have Gabby and we have the other group. Oh, I think we've been cloned again at this point.
This would be, yes. At this point, they commit another crime for fun, just to be cloned again. Yeah.
Okay, so
hold on. There's a guy taking his pants off right outside the window. What is happening in Hollywood? What is happening on Franklin now?
I literally got
look across
to look.
the street.
Oh.
What happened? Oh, he put him back on or what?
Yeah.
Oh, he has a dog. Why was he taking off his pants? Okay, never mind.
That was interesting. I literally got up out of my chair for that.
Yeah, sorry. That was really weird.
That's funny. Okay, so Nephew Thresh comes in and tells them that he's tired of them taking advantage of the hospitality and he wants to make a statement. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
So they're just there to be cloned again. They're the clones. And they're all executed as their counterparts watch.
And the cloner's getting tired of them.
Yeah, he's over it. But hey, it's money.
Yeah.
He's making money. James takes Ern 2 home. So this would be James 3 that we're about to get, right? Okay. M leaves. This is where M ditches. She's like, see you later. But you know what? I would too. Bye, bitch.
Yeah, really? What the fuck?
Out of here. She says something that's really beautiful. She says, you've gone wrong around the eyes like one of those crabs at the dump. She's given some of the best fucking lines in this movie, I've decided.
Yeah, and if you understand what she's telling him is like, you're basically gone since closing 1. Like, you don't exist no more, James. Jamesy.
Yeah, so I am now on Team M, but I think it's because she's leaving the movie.
People that leave are like, the heroes of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, man. If you recognize your situation is not for you, fucking leave. Get out.
There's the door, bitch.
He's just not that into you.
Get on the plane.
Fuck off, bitch. So Gabby finds James on the empty beach, and James is wearing his scary La Toca mask.
Another hand job.
No. This is when the two of them share a very unsexy kiss, and it starts raining. Like,
it's loud, and it's sloppy, and it's gross.
It's just not cute. And honestly, though, is it supposed to be like that? Like the kiss that they share because they're clones and they don't know how to kiss?
I believe so. Yeah, like why
Maybe?
not? I think so, but it's like no, you would remember how to kiss. I think it's just because something's happening now where she's becoming mother. I don't know.
That.
It's like this, like I would say, just the culty kiss.
I love that.
Like now, it's just like yeah, she would probably make out with anybody like that.
I like that.
That's in that cult.
Yeah, I love the shots of the raindrops going backwards.
Oh.
Yeah, stuff like that's really cool. I think it's done here really well. So Gabby takes James back to her room and they get high, baby, but it's with something called the Ecigate.
Yeah.
A root drug that's basically acid and ecstasy mixed together, from what I've gathered. And to do it, you have to like light the branch of twig on fire and then inhale the smoke. I'm not sure.
It looks like if you're burning carbon type frankincense, if you will, like in a metallic bowl, and then like sniff it.
Yeah,
it's like so weird. No, they inhale the smoke, and it's what gets into your body and your veins, and then it gives you this superpower.
Yeah, I'm not fucking interested.
Yeah.
No, I've done enough drugs, and there's nothing cute about them.
It's metaphorical crack, honestly, because you're just going to get in another mindset and you're going to be strong as fuck.
Yeah, it's like PCP.
Yeah.
It's very PCP. James calls it horrible right off the bat, and she likes it. You can tell that Gabby does it a lot, because she's really fucking into it. And we get more super unsexy kissing that leads us into a full-blown orgy.
Oh, God.
And this is exactly what we were missing from the end of Cherry Falls. Am I right?
Yeah, I think so. And well, that's a good way to pick up after Cherry Falls, because we at least get an orgy.
And we get titties.
It's a fucking badass scene. Like, this orgy is everything. Be ready for a fucking, what do you call those, seizures? Because there's so much light flashing. There's tits,
a lot
there's
of
dicks,
that.
there's everything.
Oh, you get a lot of like homo stuff too. You get like men on men. You get like weird lights. You get everyone from the group involved.
Yeah.
It's pretty erotic.
It's not nasty at all. It's really good.
Yeah, it's tastefully done. But it's also like kind of kooky. I just don't know if it's real. Like, is this like a hallucination that's happening from James's mind? Like, is this something that's actually going on?
This is James's birthday celebration.
Yeah, that's part of the transformation.
Yeah.
Right?
It's just
like
the birthday celebration,
the next
like,
step.
welcome.
Yeah, it's like the next step.
You made the choice to stay.
Oh my God. Wow. So let's all suck your dick.
Yeah.
I like how the orgy ends with a focus on Gabby and that they're all wearing the masks surrounding her as she smears blood on their faces.
She's I'm telling you, she's mother at this point.
Yeah, it seems very witchcrafty to me.
Yeah. Oh,
she's the love witch.
So this is the scene already where no, not yet. There's a scene where I don't know if it's during the orgy where he's drinking breast milk.
No, that's like at the very end.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll get there, but that's exactly. So I do think that this is like a celebration to like welcome him. But I don't know if it is like a hallucination or not.
Yeah, I'm not
I would
sure
agree
either.
It probably is.
Maybe so. I don't know. So the next morning, these weird fuckers are all coming down, it seems, and they're disrupting the guests at breakfast, and they're throwing food at them, and they're being super loud and annoying.
This is funny.
I fucking hate this shit.
It's funny.
Fucking stupid teenagers.
No.
This is the table I turn away at a restaurant and tell to go to Marmalade.
Oh my God.
Go across the street. Charles tells James that he spoke to his friend about the passport situation, and that it's Nephew Thresh, the detective, that is keeping him there. So they formulate a plan to kidnap him and beat the shit out of him. And I kind of like how they're using this as a platform to right the people who have wronged them. Like, it's a little poetic. Back at the villa, Gabby gets James high again so he can gather the courage to fuck up Thresh. And I love the way he reacts here. Like, he violently attacks the man they've kidnapped, and he's like pounding on his fucking chest like a gorilla and speaking gibberish. And James wails on the man, and then he starts pissing on him.
And all these other idiots just chanting him on. Like,
yeah, well, Albin joins him. He pisses on him, too.
He pisses on him, too. So this is a frat party going on now.
This is disgusting. Like, there is some stuff that is, like, not, like, too heavy to watch. But watching two full grown-ass men, like, piss on somebody that they're, like, viciously attacking is not, like, easy on the eyes. And there's nothing sexy about it.
It's probably because it's not a penis shot. But if it was...
I mean, even then. Oh, boy. So Gabby removes the cloth from the victim's face, and we see that it's another clone of James. This would be James 3. And James freaks out and runs away because he didn't know. He thought that this was Thresh.
Yeah. So they tricked him.
Yeah.
They tricked him into beating himself up.
They tricked him.
They tricked him into beating himself up now, and this is a way of testing to see if this is, well, for us, the audience, to see if this is the real James or not, because depending on the reaction that James is going to have when he unmasks himself, because they had a blindfold over him, or like a what do you call it, like a pillowcase type thing over his head, and once he pulls that off, he sees that it's himself, and he freaks out because he's like, holy shit, I just fucking killed myself. And everybody's like laughing, they're like pointing at him laughing. And it kind of reveals the fact so my theory that I had in the beginning where the first James was watching the second James being killed by the firstborn. Does this mean that this has been the real James this entire time? And now he's actually like reacting to himself, seeing himself kill the version of him?
I don't know.
Confusing as fuck, right? But
it is.
Follow along.
It's really confusing, but also it's kind of fun to like go with it wherever your mind takes you, because it kind of leaves it open-ended for you as the viewer. Ooh. And it just kind of like goes veery. Like it veers off like a little bit from this point. And I was on board a little bit, but I was kind of like falling out a little bit as well. Like I love Gabby's character, but I started seeing like a little bit of Pearl come out.
Let me add to something like that because you said Pearl. And there was a quote that, not a quote, but there's a paragraph that I read where they asked Cronenberg about the film, and it was about being comedic. And let me just throw that out there because if you're seeing spots, where it was just like kind of weird. He said, at least it's supposed to be. So this movie was intended to be a bit of a comedy.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have ever thought about that. So the way the group is singing in their masks downstairs outside the window while James is in hiding as well is kind of just reminded me of like Rent.
Oh my gosh.
Like, is this going to turn into a musical? And this is where we also start getting the true colors of Gabby. I mean, we already know that she's the villain, but her inflections are changing and she's clearly flipping the switch here. She claims they did this whole little clone thing as a little joke. And this is also where we see that James has been hiding his passport this entire time from himself.
He's done with these motherfuckers. He's
behind
like, this is not
the
for
toilet.
Me. Clone and all.
So he has been doing this on purpose. He has stayed behind on his own accord. He just wanted to get something to write about.
Yeah.
What a fucking asshole.
He fucks with all of us, dude. We're like, what? Like he stayed there on purpose. He liked this shit. He's sadistic motherfucker.
Yeah, what a hedonist. Like, that's like, you look up the word hedonist
that's a good word.
in the dictionary and you would have this motherfucker's face right next to it. So he checks out. And he gets on a shuttle, but it doesn't take long before our group tracks him down in what I consider the absolute best scene of the whole goddamn movie. And that's when Gabby has a gun drawn on the bus and she's screaming with this insane smile stretched across her face and she's calling for him. And I'm going to just fucking insert the clip right here because I just love the way she says his name.
It's really good.
So here it is.
Jamesy!
I love it.
Yeah.
So good.
It's the best fucking Mia Goth I've ever got.
We give Mia an Oscar for anything. It should be her saying, Jamesy.
Yeah.
Members of the bus.
Members of the bus!
I love it.
He
wets his pants
great.
and he lies to his mother. Or what did she say?
He's a whiny baby.
He's a whiny baby.
He'll skin his mother for beer.
Yeah,
I don't know what she fucking says.
So funny. Like, she's fucking great, dude.
She tears him apart.
Not that it's comedic. The film at all is not comedic. It's fucking good.
No, it's just interesting how she flips.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's been like pretty much like trying to like put James at ease and bring him into this world of hers, and then all of a sudden it's like, you don't get to leave, motherfucker.
And she carries a heavy fucking gun. She looks so fucking good doing it too. Like, she knows exactly how to fucking hold a gun and be
in command,
and also like intimidating with a gun. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
She's very intimidating with a gun. Like, I believed every single second. I'm like, get off the fucking bus. Because
well, I mean, she shoots the fucking window.
She's like, she tells everybody,
Give us the coward, James Foster, or I will come in shooting!
and then you see everybody's head like pop up from behind the bench. Like, oh, you need to get the fuck off the bus.
Yeah, James, where are you, sir?
Yeah.
You can leave. I don't know how that sounds
It's
in
the
Latolkien, but...
What language is Latolka?
I don't know, like
Damn.
fucking Lord of the Rings.
Pass me the mong and you take a Latolka.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh. I was like, here. So yeah, both cars have the bus blocked because it's the group. So we have two different cars. They're now blocking the bus. She's fucking shooting at it. But James gives himself up.
Yeah.
Gabby informs James that James was selected by the group and that this was all basically planned from the beginning. She never even read his fucking book. All of this while she's on the hood of the car eating chicken and drinking champagne.
Dude, she borrowed fucking Precious's KFC bucket.
Oh my God, we were
so
talking
good.
about Precious and how I need to watch that.
I love this part because she's literally on the hood of the car. The car's driving like 2 miles per hour. James is walking barefoot in front of it, and she's just fucking roasting the shit out of him. It's so good. She's like, "You're so pathetic. Like, your book sucks."
Oh my God, when she reads him the review.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
And he's giving this face because obviously the camera's like, it's James's face, and then it's them in the background as a car's coming towards us, the audience. And then James's like face when she says about the book and that she never read it is like, how disappointing.
Yeah.
You bitch.
Yeah, fucking Mia Goth.
Yeah.
Our girl.
She's giving the fucking best Mia Goth.
Yeah, she's Mia-ing all over us.
Oh, shit.
She's gothing, baby. So James escapes into the wilderness, but Gabby manages to shoot him because she got the best fucking aim.
Mm-hmm.
He ends up wounded at the house of the family of the man he killed. Of course. Yeah. And this scene is actually pretty fucking haunting.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some movies have that moment, you know, the ones that stick with you. And I think this one is probably it for me. The way the kid is looking at him, smiling as he enters the room.
That shit is what I like to say. It stayed in the back of my brain. Like that smile, and seeing that's the type of smile where I'm telling you, I don't know if it's real or CGI, but I think this kid just was hired specifically for that part.
Oh, you mean his smile?
His smile.
I think it was real.
Yeah.
I want to say it was real.
I'm going to say it's real too, but
just spooky as fuck.
It's just so stretched out and scary.
It's a really chilling scene. And then the kid strangles him.
Uh-huh.
It's like he's already killed him once and he's so happy to do it again. And James tears his face open and begins to enter some sort of hallucinatory dream state where he's finally reunited with Em, who splits his face in half. And also, I think her face is split in half, and I'm a little confused, but it's really neat.
It's like a kaleidoscope of a head split. It's a head split kaleidoscope.
Yeah, it's very Cronenberg-esque. David Cronenberg does a lot of this type of shit, and just from the Possessor trailer, I kind of saw like some of what we saw in this film in that trailer alone. So I'm looking forward to seeing what else this guy has done. But I also think that this is James sweating out the root drug.
Yeah.
So when he wakes up, he's confronted outside by the mean ones. And James 3, who is now being presented as a dog that James must kill in order to complete his transformation. Is that what we decided?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he has to kill this dog version of himself.
Yeah.
And he delivers a line of, "Fuck you, all of you." And you know what's so sad is that there's probably like 5 minutes left of this movie, and this completely took me out of it.
Why?
Just the way he says, "Fuck you, all of you." It's so fucking weak.
Yeah.
It's like the weakest delivery of a line. And I was like, wait, we didn't.
But we're back to pathetic James.
But we didn't get another cut of that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What if we did? What would you rather?
I just wanted a little bit more passion. Fuck you.
Fuck Bruce Willis.
Fuck all of. Oh no.
I like fuck Bruce Willis.
You guys, if that scene in Scream 4 with Anthony Anderson had ended right before he said fuck Bruce Willis, that scene would have been gold. Just saying.
That's fucking funny.
Oh, God. So, I will say that Dog James, or James 3 or whatever, is acting his fucking dog head off. It's hard to be a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Like, try being, like, an inanimate object, or, like, an animal, or something like that. That's hard shit. Yeah. So, when Alexander Skarsgård goes into dog mode, it's pretty scary. James 3 attacks James, and there's this big scuffle, and we almost see Dog James's pee-pee, but we don't. It's very clever with the way that they handle the camera work. And that's fine, because at this point, we don't really want to see any more penises. And James destroys him. Destroys him. His face is gone. Like, plummeted. It's disgusting. Little Jamesy's hand is dripping blood, and he's, like, horrified at what he's done. And then he's, like, crying, and we get this interesting, weird, fucked up shot of Gabby. She, like, goes to console him, and she's painting the blood from his hands on her breast, and then she offers her nipple to him, and he's like reduced to a childlike state, I guess, and then this is the end of his transformation as he like sucks on her titties.
Yeah, and meaning all like this was Gabby's final test. So
Gabby or James?
Gabby's final test for James.
I see.
If he can finally kill the real version of James and finally graduate into this clone mode, which is what's happening right now, is what we're watching. James is killing the real version of him that is this dog version of him. And that's why he cries and he gets all weird. But then we see what's upcoming next that you haven't got to.
Oh, so Dog James is real James?
The real James. And Mia Goth tricked him. She's like, I'm going to get you. I'm going to break you no matter how. And even if it's a dog version of you, you're going to see yourself kill yourself. And he finally does it. And that's what we're watching. We're watching him break down because he finally fucking gave up to this bitch. And she's like, damn, she got me. And I killed the real version of me. Finally, I'm a clone. So what's coming up next is when he breastfeeds off her, right?
Yeah.
So what happens when you breastfeed? You're an infant. You're reborn. Like, this is his rebirth. Like, this is him. I'm telling you that she's been mothered the entire time. She's done this to everybody in that resort. So it's like, this is his rebirth happening, and we're watching him, like baby James. Baby James is coming to life.
Little whiny baby.
Little whiny baby. He's coming to life now in clone mode, and she finally fucking broke him. That's why when they're leaving, she's like so fucking dry with him. She's like, what are you going to do next? What are you going to do when you get home? She's so like normal about it. She's fine collecting these babies.
My God, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, that's what's happening. Like him breastfeeding off of her is him finally saying, "Okay, you won. You're the mother. I'm giving in." Why do you think he's breaking down at the same time? It's so pathetic watching him, but
it's so interesting because like that should be self-explanatory, but I just think I didn't expect the ending, so I just wasn't like in a space to where I understood it like that. But that makes perfect sense.
It's because it's done in such a nutty way where you're like, you know what? I would expect this from a Cronenberg, and why not fucking suck Mia Goth's boob? You know, and it makes sense. It makes sense no matter what you're watching. You're like, this is crazy, but I'm okay with it. But once you break it down the way I just told you what is happening is like, holy fuck. Like he was just reborn and he's feeding off of mother now. And she's like telling him like, I got you, bitch. I broke you. And he's fucking saying, you got me, bitch. You broke me.
Damn.
Yeah. I watched this movie. I'm telling you, like.
No, you did. Yeah, because I didn't catch any of that shit. So good for you. I was like, this is weird.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's weird because it's like Mia Goth, and you're like, why? We don't. And his fucking lips are touching her nipple, like he's straight up.
Oh, he's sucking on
in her
it.
mouth. Yeah.
He's suckling. I think
it's beautiful
Shia
between both of them.
might have had a problem with that.
Yeah, this is what triggers him. She's so crazy.
He needs a shadow book.
He needs a shadow book.
Yes. We just got some of those. Okay, so as James heads to the airport, he has just reconciled with M, and it sounds like everything's going to be okay. How, I don't know, because that just doesn't make a lick of fucking sense. Because if I was M, I'd be blocking this motherfucker, and he would not have access to me. There'd be no relationship left. I would be divorcing his ass. You would never find me again. Nope. See you later, alligator.
Good night. Good times.
We see that James has 3 urns in his suitcase that he's taking with him, meaning he had been cloned 3 times. And the group take the shuttle back to the airport together, and they're all just going about their regular lives when they return. And I didn't know these folks were coupled. I just thought that they were friends. It wasn't until my second viewing that I realized that they were all couples.
I think he got cloned more than 3 times, right? He just didn't collect the urns because him killing the dog is another.
I didn't see, and I didn't catch that was him killing his own version of himself. So I don't know. Maybe so.
And that's just like tricks that she like conjured up. Who knows?
Yeah, there's a lot that I potentially missed, and it makes me kind of want to watch it again. Like I didn't love this movie. I didn't hate it, but like during my last watch, I was like, I'll have no reason to watch this again. But even recently, I was like, I should watch this again before we do this podcast because you know it was.
And he didn't
ago.
really give in until she started drugging him with that shit.
Yeah, it was that fucking Eki gate. You go through the Eki gate, you don't come back. So yeah, it's kind of fun how all the group is acting like nothing happened. So that's where I was like, oh, are these more clones? Or are these the real versions of themselves going back to their everyday lives?
They're perfectly okay because they know they're going to come back.
Yeah.
You know,
so,
and do it all over again.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I've gathered now this time too. Like they wish each other safe flights.
Yeah, everybody in La Tolka.
Everybody just departs and goes back to their normal routine. So we think.
Yeah.
But James doesn't. James stays behind at the airport and then goes back to the resort to start all this shit over again and wait it out in the rainy season until it's time for what? I don't know.
Yeah. To commit more crimes.
To fucking clone his ass again and fuck himself. I don't know. Isn't there a line earlier where Gabby's like, why don't we get the double and then you can both fuck me? That would be fun. Yeah. I mean, would you do that if you had a clone? Would you fuck yourself?
I mean, I would. Absolutely. I think that's what I said. I said if I was to clone myself, the first thing I'd do, I'd be fucking myself. Like, honestly.
That is funny.
I'm that person.
I probably would too.
There's certain parts of myself that I'm in love with.
Now, do you think that... I love it. Do we think that M is curious? Because I can guarantee you that this motherfucker never contacted M again.
I don't think she cares about him at all.
I think she moved on.
Yeah. She's pretty much done. She paid for her own divorce. She is done.
She's a fucking idiot anyway. And that is Infinity Pool, guys. Yeah. Overall thoughts, Alex. What did you think?
This movie for me is something that I would definitely rewatch because of Mia Goth's performance in this film was everything to me. And the more I would watch the film, the more I would understand like exactly what is going down and more breakdown of it. Because it took me 3 times to understand exactly what happened with James. Because the first time I watched it for Mia Goth, period. The second time it was because I recommended it to you and I'm like, you just watch it. It's so good. And honestly, like, the second time around, it feels like a better movie, not just because of Mia Goth, but because of the writers doing such a good job with it. And then this third time, me understanding like what the whole motivation of was behind them finding the right idiot that'll just play their game, and how many times they have done it, and what James went through, and how he gave into to Gabby's idea of, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna break you no matter how it's gonna be. And it finally took a dog for him to kill, dude. Like, just kill your own version to begin with, not a fucking dog. Regardless, to me, this movie is well fucking made. It's so good, and I would highly recommend this to anybody.
So on your gory gaydar, that would be a
5.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
I gave it a 3 out of 5, and that was because the pacing. I don't think it had any business being 2 fucking hours. I think it could have been an hour and a half, and that probably would have been fine. I think that some of the scenes that they spent a lot of time on could have been reduced heavily. Like, I think the orgy scene didn't need to be as long as it, you know what I mean? I think it could have made its point without being as heavy.
Yeah.
I think that it tried a little hard. You know what I mean? Like, it was a tad weird for me, but that's just Cronenberg in general. And like, I've never seen any of this guy's other stuff, but I've seen a bit of his dad's stuff, and all of that is just like acquired taste type of stuff.
Yeah.
But it makes me want to watch more. Like, it's not that I didn't like it, because I did like it. The performances were great. Like you said, Mia Goth is like,
and that's how
coffin.
Sorry to interrupt, but that's how I saw the movie, was because I was in such a Mia Goth binge, because you had introduced her to me, that one, for what did you mention? Pearl. Then she has that other movie, X.
He loves her so much, he doesn't know the name of the movie.
I know. So there's all these. I was in a Mia Goth binge, and then this movie came out, and I watched it, and I was like, holy fuck. But I broke it down because of Mia Goth. Like, I watched the movie because of Mia Goth's performance, and that's what I fell in love with. So now that I'm understanding Cronenberg's method of filmmaking, is like, I want to watch these other movies, especially his dad's too. Like, I want to watch this Cronenberg fantasy land that they created.
Yeah, it's definitely its own universe, which I think is really, really cool. That it all fits within its own realm of universal type of shit.
Yeah.
But it's a Mia Goth movie through and through, and I will give it that much. And it makes me want to watch her other work. Like, I want to watch Pearl again, and I want to watch X, and I can't wait for Maxine. The locations were beautiful.
I know.
The music was good. Yeah, I can't wait for Maxine. Ooh. It's gonna be fucking good. But yeah, I'm glad that we talked about this. I'm glad that this was a first time watch for me. I think this was a solid fucking pick. And yeah, do you have anything else you want to say about Infinity Pool before we?
I don't think so.
Do some cleanup.
I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure I'm good.
All right. Well, that was Infinity Pool, guys. Next time, not even next week. Next week is Lonnie's board, but we'll announce Lonnie's board pick on Sunday, because Sunday we're coming back for Leprechaun 4, like we already said, and that is going to be one of 2 audio commentaries to look forward to in the next week or so. So you're going to be getting a lot of us in the next 7 days or so to make up for us.
7 days.
Yes. If you want to contact us, feel free to email us at thegorygays@gmail.com. If you want to find us on social media, you can do that oh my god, on Instagram or Twitter at The Gory Gays. We are also on YouTube. You can find our entire podcast on YouTube now, actually. I found the way to do it. So our RRS feed is there now. So look for us on YouTube as well. So I think we're now available to stream on most, if not all, streaming platforms. I thought we already were, but I think I fixed it. Yeah, we'll be back on Sunday with a little St. Patrick's Day audio commentary on LEP 4 in space. Really excited for that. And then the week after that is Lonnie's board pick. And then we are going to close out the month with The Rage Carry 2.
Yes.
It's good to be back, guys. Thanks for having us.
Yep. I'm going to get out of this Infinity Pool, and I'm going to get ready for Chicago.
Yeah, we're going to utilize a Christmas gift that Alex got. We're going to see Chicago tonight, bitches.
It's still Christmas here at the Gory Gays.
I mean, do we have any Christmas stuff up? Oh, we still do.
Oh, shit.
Yo, no joke. There is still a fragment of Christmas.
There is, guys.
A trace of Christmas left.
It's just window clings on a mirror. Gosh.
It matters.
It matters.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Stay gory.
Stay gory, gays.
Love you.
Bye.